Hey, how's it going, everyone? And again, welcome to another live stream on the channel. So, yep, and this one we're discussing about the Premier League coming back. So, we all know it broke out a few days ago that it was coming back on the 17th of June. And you know how it's been taking place behind closed doors. All games will be broadcasted live, 64 games shown on Sky. And, yep, that's why I decided to do a live stream to get your thoughts and opinions on this as well. So, yeah. So, just waiting to see people who just got 6 watching now. So, yep. So, and as the comments, looks like they're coming in already. So, in a way, we'll get into them. So, here we are. So, Yoga Gamer 432 says, Hi. I hope you're keeping well. Lawrence, hi. Hi, Lawrence. Hope you're keeping well as well. Retro NUFC at JREP. Hi, man. Hope you're keeping well. Joe Black, hello. Hope you're doing well. And Jonathan Young says, evening, Peter, mate, evening. Hope you're keeping well as well. So, guys, how are you feeling that the Premier League is coming back next month? Not even a month away. Got like just over 2 weeks before it comes back. And then, wow. So, technically from the 17th. So, technically from Wednesday, it's 2 weeks until it returns. Yeah, Andrew, NFC, evening, Peter, mate. Evening, hope you're keeping well, man. Jay, Retro NFC, I feel really happy about the Premier League is coming back. Yeah, I think a lot of fans are. Some fans are still going to raise their concerns about it, said it shouldn't still not come back at this moment of time. But it is taking place behind closed doors, so no fans are going to be able to attend, which is the thing. But unless the whoever broadcasts the likes of Sky and all that, or at least offering us something to watch it, since we're not allowed to attend the games, which is the thing. Lacquer 17 says, what am I drinking? Oh, it's just tropical fruit fizzy pop. I'm not on alcohol. I definitely not know. But yeah, it's the only thing I'm drinking. Sounds boring, doesn't it? Yoga Gamer 432 says, my birthday is on the 9th, and then the Previs come back. Sounds like a good month. Aye, sounds like it definitely will be for you. Your birthday's on the 9th of June. Also, I know a famous Newcastle song. And what takes place on the 9th of June as well. So you all know what that is. But yeah, definitely. Jonathan Young, very happy that the Premier League will be back. Great that all the games are on TV too. Yes, as I said, at least they're offering us something back since we can't go to them. Andrew and UFC, it's going to be madness with all the Premier League matches being shown on live TV. Yeah, definitely will be. I think loads of fans are going to definitely watch it from the house because I don't think pubs and clubs or wherever broadcast them out in public will be opening back up just yet. I would have thought so. Yeah. Lawrence Taylor, Sky are showing some games on Freeview, also on Amazon Prime and BBC. Yes, I've heard that as well. So yeah. Gaming TV 6620 says, yo, I was a game yesterday. I did start off well, and then you came back and beat us 3-1. Hey. But yeah, that was definitely an interesting game, like, to be fair. Like, so yeah, definitely. Just wait and see if any more people live up in the chat. So yep, as I said, any new people are just gonna start joining. This is about the Premier League returning and how you are feeling about it as well, definitely. So yeah. Jonathan Young, the staggered kickoff times will be too good. Yeah, as I said, there's going to be different times. I know, like Friday, around about 8 o'clock. Saturday, they're looking at around 12:30, 3 p.m., 5:30, and 8 p.m., I think it was. Sunday, you're looking at like 12 to 4:30, I think it was. And also around about 7 p.m. as well. Monday will all be 8 o'clock, and I think all midweek games I'll take place on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are going to be around 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. as well. So yeah, hi. Gaming TV 620 says, lol, I know. Top Mag 007 says, "Hi PF, if Ashley gives fans their money back off the games they've missed, is it time to worry that the takeover will not happen? It could be a possibility. I think a lot of fans are starting to give up on it like that. It's going to happen. I think they're just going to get the fact that Mike Ashley's probably going to be here for next season. That's the thing. But yeah, I think a lot of fans are starting to lose faith in it. And to be honest, I'm getting that way as well. So yeah. Game TV 620 says, "Do you like my skills?" Yeah, very good, very good. Andrew NUFC, are you looking forward to doing the preview videos, PR? Yes, I definitely will be bringing those back again. The same with me reviews and quick thoughts as well. So I'll be glad to get those back because I have missed doing those badly. Oh, and I've had to come up with other alternative solutions to keep the channel up and running, to keep you guys entertained as well. So yeah. But yeah, I'm glad of bringing those back. Definitely. Retro and UFCs, I can join you. Yeah, I'll be putting the link in at some point during this live stream to get you involved as always. So yeah, Lehman UFC. If Mike Ashley is here next season, then we all get relegated. Well, you could all see it depends who goes, and really, to be honest. But again, we'll wait and see. But hopefully that will not happen. But I think a third relegation could be a possibility at any point if Mike Ashley's still at this football club. But again, just got to wait and see. Even TV 620. Yeah, it was a great game yesterday on FIFA, wasn't it? After I did me live stream. So, yeah, absolutely. Yep, so just wait for some more people. Jonathan Young says, "You've done a great job here with all the live streams." Yes, I've definitely. I thought it was a great idea to start introducing these to get you guys involved, not just for me. And yeah, it's been a real pleasure having you joining in, whether it's joining in the live stream itself or just putting like comments down in the live chat as well. I really appreciate that massively. So yeah, massive thank you to all of you for doing that. But yeah, I could get used to doing a lot of these live stream now as well. Absolutely, yeah. I think they're definitely worth doing actually. And the software I'm using to do them is not complicated to use as well anyway. So yeah, which is also another great thing. So so you've been out enjoying the sunshine as well. Oh no, it's starting to get really hot now these last few days. You see people like going to the beach now and all that, chilling out in parks and all that. So yeah. Lehman USC, the championship is not an easy league to get out of. If a third relegation happens, we could be stuck at the championship. It is getting really competitive, the championship nowadays. I know that's coming back as well from June the 20th. And yeah, it's now all on the race for promotion to the Premier League now. So yeah. Telegraph on limbo of Tego deal. Well, yeah. Just got to see what happens, I suppose. But yeah, again, I don't think what these journalists come out with are exceptionally true half the time. Top Mag 007 says, "Keep up the good work, Peter." Agree with I cheers, man. Appreciate your comment there. So yeah. Carlos Exile Jordy, looking forward to the return, mate. Do you think it'll be strange without crowd noise? And would you prefer broadcasters to add noise? Well done, mate. They could possibly add that to see how it works, but now you look at the Bundesliga and there's nothing in the background. You can hear it all very echoey. But again, it doesn't make a difference for teams like Dortmund or Bayern Munich who are still cruising through the Bundesliga at this moment of time. So yeah, particularly Jadon Sancho, a hat-trick for Dortmund and the other other day, whenever it was again. So yeah, but again, they could add but it wouldn't surprise me if there was to be no commentary. You definitely expect that to be in for the games, but yeah, it could work. We've just got to wait and see. Yeah, Andrew NUFC, I've seen today that the FIFA night is being considered to be played inside the stadium. Yeah, I did hear a possibility on that as well. So again, we just got to wait and see when the if that does happen when the Premier League comes back. Newcastle will always find a way to get out the Championship if we found ourselves there again. Hopefully the takeover goes ahead. We can start looking at the top of the table. Yeah, hopefully it's still gone through, even though I think I'm starting to lose a bit of faith in it, like a lot of fans are. But you could say it's still got to be patient about it. But again, it's how long to stay patient for. That's the thing. So yeah, that's what Jonathan just said. I definitely, but yeah, and now we've got out the Championship the first the 2 times since being in it. But yeah, but it is again a competitive league pretty much now. That's the thing. Andrew, anyway, how many points do you think we need to guarantee safety? You could be looking about 35. Could be looking at maybe another 3 or possibly another 5 to make sure we're hit that 40-point safety mark. So yeah, I'm thinking around about then. So you can look between the 35 and the 40-point mark to make sure we're guaranteed safe. I think we should be fine for the rest of the season. We've got games, you look at it, we should be getting 3 points out of that. Definitely. Lehman UFC, the Championship's more competitive than the Premier League this season. Yeah. I mean, like, you got like West Brom, looks like they're going to come back. You're going to get Leeds. Hopefully, Leeds might be coming back after so long out of it. But yeah, the Premier League is just either Man City winning it or Liverpool looks like they're winning it this time. It's like not competitive because like Liverpool are miles ahead of everyone else. Where it was last year and it went down to the final game of the season. So, yeah. So yeah. The Retro NFC says, have you heard about Danny Rose? I've heard, yeah, they're possibly looking into extending his loan deal at this moment of time. So yeah, just got to see how that happens whenever it'll get sorted, I suppose, if it does happen. Lehman USA, anyone from Swansea who are 11 could get promoted. Well, definitely does sound it is getting competitive at this moment of time. So yeah. Lawrence Taylor, Telegraph now suggesting that Premier League squad rules could be changed. Hope we are dumbed back to it now that he's fit. Hopefully. He's been out for a long time, but hopefully it'd be great to see him back in the squad soon. And will he start ahead of Danny Rose, or do you expect Danny Rose to so far keep his place after now? Danny Rose has been moaning about it coming back. Just say it's still not safe to do so at this moment of time, but yeah. Andrew and UFC. It's good that Dubravka and Dummett will be fit to play. Yeah, absolutely, yes. Dubravka, I mean, like, when we heard he got the injury after the Southampton game, and it looks like Dollar was going to come in, but then all games were then called off because of the coronavirus pandemic, yes. So, yeah. Lehman UFC expect next season to start in September. That is possibly a possibility. Again, wait and see, but it looks like this current season looks like it's going to be finishing around the beginning of August by the looks of it. So, yeah. Lawrence Taylor was start Dummett over Rose. Hope we leave out Colback, Sterry, and Sivert. Think we have enough depth in those positions to do so. It's a hard one if to start Dummett over Rose, but Colback and Sterry and Sivert, yeah, you can definitely leave them out. Full stop. Colback, absolutely not good enough. Sivert, again, not good enough. And the thing with Jamie Sterry, he, like, when he goes on loan, he just comes backwards and forwards. It's like no progression for him at this moment of time. He's going out with club on loan, but he's coming back to the under-23 squad, and he's still not breaking into the first team at this football club so far, which is the thing. So, yeah. So, yeah, that is the thing I got. Let's go wait and see, I suppose. Lehman USC Rose spends more time going to fish and chip shops. I've heard he has a thing for that, isn't he? Bad Blood Podcast. What's up, fellas? I hope you're keeping all right. Lawrence Taylor, 12th September looks like the date for next season's start. We'll cancel the AFL Cup to give more fixtures. Possibility, but yet again, it wouldn't shock me if they were to keep that still in place. Andrew NFC, Spot and PR love the under-23s go out on loan, but don't seem to take the next step. They definitely don't. As I said, Jamie Sterry's definitely one of them by the looks of it, and they're possibly thinking with the likes of Adam Campbell and Adam Armstrong as well. and they've left this club and have moved on definitely now. But yeah, I wonder if you just got a question. Could it happen to any of our other players we've got in the academy squad as well? But again, yeah, just got to continue to wait and see. Definitely, I suppose. But yeah, anyways, what I'll do is, if you want to join in, is I'll post that link in there. So here we go. Liam says the Premier League will be like the Championship, League One and League Two next season in terms of how many games teams play. That's a possibility, because if the looks like they're going to start it possibly a bit later, then that could happen. There could be more midweek games in the Premier League. So, but again, we just got to wait and see. I suppose that is the thing. Lawrence Taylor in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Who would be your first choice to start up front? Which is another common related, and I think Dwight Gill, to me, should keep his place from where it left off against Southampton. I know he didn't put the ball in there and he missed those chances badly a lot, but at least he was getting on the end of crosses. Whereas, for example, when you've got Joe Linton in the box, he's nowhere to be seen half the time. That's the thing. So yeah, I'd actually keep Dwight Gill at this moment of time to see how if he can maybe find the back of the net in the next game he plays. But yeah, Andrew NUFC says it has to be Gale. And also Jonathan Young says Gale 100% as well. So yeah, that is the thing. So again, just wait and see. But yeah, I think I'd actually continue with Dwight Gill. Well, it looks like Jay's ready to come into the stream now, so we'll get him in for you at Retro NUFC. So we'll get him in now. How you doing, man?
All right, mate. How we doing?
All right, how you doing?
You keeping all right? You keeping all right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, have you heard the Premier League's coming back and get the season over and done with? I'm looking forward to come back again. I'm happy it's coming back. You know, as we go through the pandemic.
How do you feel that you'll not be able to go to the game? That's the only question.
I know, I'm very gutted. You know, I got the game sitting there with the fans cheering, hearing the songs, you know, the bit of races, you know, all the songs, they sing songs they do, you know, and they gotta get West Corner, they do all, you know, what they're like in there, singing on, chanting. But yeah. I'm gonna miss it, man. It's been a hell of a season. Been one hell of a season so far for us, for Newcastle fans like me.
They'll give you something back to watch it that you can't go to it. That's the thing.
Well, I can do me previews again.
Actually, it's same as well. I can bring my previews back as well.
Yeah, I'll be missing totally you and Jim, you know, Sharky as well. The two of you together, you know, before the games, what you do, you know, do the videos together. That's what I miss anyway at the minute. You know, I miss that talking, you know, to us lot.
Yeah, you miss out bringing out regular content that you were used to doing so far.
Yeah, I knew as well. Yours and but nine houses, you know, it's been hard for this pandemic.
Yeah. That's the thing. But again, they've had to stop difficult. That's the only thing that they've had to do. Anymore. Liam NUFC, Joe Linton isn't even a striker now. He's more of a winger because he played that.
True.
Liam Hunter says, "Hi, P. Okay, yeah, I'm good. Thanks, man. And yourself?" One before that. Andrew NUFC says, "Who would you start on the right of the three behind the striker? Zara or Richie?" Got to keep Matt Richie in.
Richie, yep. Always.
This, Liam NUFC, this is not a season to be proud of. We've only had one good season under Mike Ashley. You could say that, but I think it's gone better this season than what people expected. A lot of people were expecting us to probably be way down and possibly in the relegation zone, but we're sitting in 30th place, which is
pretty good.
Pretty good from what fans expected.
We should be up a bit more than we should be like mid.
Yeah, like should be games that we should have got 3 points out of them. We haven't.
Yeah, we didn't. We're not, you know.
Lehman says Richie, again Richie 100%. Lehman says not too bad. That's good, man.
Yeah, it's been like when the pandemic started, the football. It's hard because of the fans being there, but look at Germany. They're doing it expectedly well. They're doing it quite understandable. They're doing it. So if we can do it, they can do it. As we can do it. And if it come back as well, and the FA Cup's come back as well, I've heard. The FA Cup coming back. Be watching that. I'll be watching, so that's come back as well. That'll be hopefully good to watch because of getting the final. Win the FA Cup and bring it home.
Like that, apparently the game against Man City looks like it's going to be played at a neutral venue. That's the thing.
But what if I knew? Like Wembley, or could it be Manchester City's ground or Man City's ground or any ground really, couldn't it?
Yeah.
What ground would it be played at? What ground would you think? I think it'll be Wembley or Spurs' ground. Or what
Could be.
time?
Just gotta wait and see, I suppose.
Yeah.
Possibly a final game against Liverpool. Could be at a neutral ground as well, from what I've heard.
What about the home ground? What about our home ground? There's a park. Couldn't I play it there? James's.
The Premier League games, we'll just go in and see. Now, Lehman USA, I'm just fed up with getting us overtaken by former League One teams. We've been overtaken by a few former League One teams like Leicester and Wolves, the sort of teams we should be competing with. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, it's not nice to have.
We've just got to get behind the lads and they've got to go and do a job on the pitch. That's the only thing we've got to ask off them, really.
Yeah.
And all the why we'll probably fall by because it's definitely Mike Ashley. I can see the away teams get more positive results as fans. No fans in the stadium, possibly, unless depend which fans, because I know some football clubs do not have a lot of.
They don't have many. You got if this tickle happens, so I've been what it be some of the comments in the chat there, like the Telegraph saying crap. Don't believe journalism. Don't believe the journalists. People talking that it's probably just pin. It's just crap anywhere. Whoever it is who's saying it.
Yeah,
Journalists, like journalists these days, it's hard to do with football or talking about takeover happening, not happening. It should be happening, but they will know when it's happening when they're going to announce that date. Is it going to happen or not? I don't know. I didn't know anything more since that time when keep running on Sky Sports about it.
that's the thing.
Nothing more about
Yeah.
the takeover. Don't know what it is about. See what happens there.
Do you think it's going to happen until the takeover? Do you think you're growing a bit disinterested?
Yeah, interested. I've got a bit sick about it now. It's
We've heard nothing really, have we, since what's happening? That's the only problem.
We've heard nothing yet. We've heard nothing. I've heard nothing yet. As you know, I've heard now. You've heard now. At first, I have the Castle fans who out there, like me and you, I'm not other lads. The Castle fans need to sit together. We're one club. We've got one fan base. We're sitting together. We're one big family. Castle fans. It's gonna miss out the cup games. People got cup tickets, Premier season tickets, It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You are gonna get back to normal, so probably.
Andrew and UFC, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, all announced soon. I got to see what happens. That's the thing, I suppose.
Yeah, I want to see it happen. Because I missed the football. And I missed it. I've been through this pandemic to get me. But I love the live streams. They've been awesome. Made part of this field lockdown. It's keeping us calm, not being that stress level. What I've been, what can happen, with coronavirus. Been quite hard for us to do videos at the minute.
That's the thing.
I'm just looking for to get back to football, mate. Back to the Premier League season next season. Would I get new season ticket? What to do with season ticket holders? Would we get new ones or not?
See, they should refund the fans of the current one since they kind of gone back to watch them.
Yeah, like everyone, like me mates who I got the games with.
Yeah.
I'm basically tickets put away. I put it away. I put it in the drawer. Yeah, I'll just put it away for now. That's kind of how I do it.
Yeah.
One minute.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
So
you know what? The first two games that'll kick off the season back up again will be Villa and Sheffield United and Man
Arsenal,
City against Arsenal.
Arsenal.
You
Yeah, I
interested?
feel like I'm hoping Arsenal win that game because Man City is a good side. They've got quality players. I like Sheffield and Aston Villa. I'll be tough to watch. They're two good clubs. Look, Aston Villa, look at Sheffield United, they're fifth in the Premier League. Half a season with Chris Wilder, the manager. He's a great manager of Sheffield.
Oh yes, definitely. Small comments. One before that. We'll have to wait and see when the fans are allowed back in stadiums. Yeah, they'll only be allowed in when it's safe to do so. Jonathan Young says, "Who says Jay? What's the kit you've got on?" So he's Jonathan's asking what top you've got on. Oh, you got that one.
Me retro shirt on. Me retro shirt. It's retro to see retro shirts. You gotta keep it going. I got on me but my wall as well. All who I said all the time. To say what year I was born as well. In my year, my birthday, I was born.
So
So
yeah,
that's why I bought it for.
cool, nice
Yeah, I
one.
was born. So yeah, that's the retro shirt. It's quite old, but it's
Yeah,
man. I don't remember your shirts.
aye.
Getting through this pandemic. Hopefully, get back Nova soon. Yeah, I've heard about the fans going back. Yeah, I've heard about on Sky Sport about that. They said they're coming back next season, apparently. But it'd be good to get the fans
Hey,
back
for
next
the
season.
FA Cup final, they could allow maybe up to 20,000 in, possibly.
Yeah,
In the
if
split fans up. Well,
they're
not have
like,
them.
if we get the final, because United get the final, would you go down and watch it in the stadium?
Good question. Maybe if it's safe to do so. Yeah, again, we're just going to wait and see.
It's going to happen.
Andrew UFC says the Andy Cole kit. Aye, that's the one he's wearing.
Yeah, Andy Cole, who left us for the money to go to, Man United.
Aye.
I like this kit. I like the shirt as well. It's a good
It
shirt.
is a really nice one, isn't it? Just
Oh,
remind
it's
you.
nice to wear. It's comfy, like.
Oh,
But in and out of the minute.
Hi.
Uh,
So you had a good day then? Have you been up to much in G or not really?
I've been with my friends today. Had a good chat with him. He's been positive about this. When we coming back, he's happy because of fan like I am.
Yeah, I know that.
Being filled up with mate, so he's getting there quite strongly. One of my friends, so he's keeping all right.
Team and Leicester will win the FA Cup and we will pick up 10 more points. Possibility, well, Leicester have got a very good squad so far this season, particularly with Vardy, Madison, Perez, Harvey
Yeah,
Barnes, Tielemans, very good players in there they've got.
yeah,
So,
like watching like Leicester City, the good side. They've got quality going forward. The good side, mate. The good side of the city. So way as well. But
Andrew and UFC, I can see being an issue if only 20,000 fans are allowed. I can see there being trouble outside the stadiums with people trying to get in. Possibility, unless they've got the police out, and hopefully that's going to stop extra fans from going in. But yeah, it's a possibility. What you say?
yeah, you gotta have that. If that is more available, the 20,000 fans, that'd be more better than what we have this season. Be more better to understand it. Where fans go their way, we go our way, and you're fighting it all going to the game to stay here.
Yeah,
It is what they do, Peter. And this is our going on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get back to football and play football. I get the ball a while. Been really hard.
absolutely.
Have you been doing much, Peter? Then? Have you been doing much past good day?
No, really, just same old as one of the time now. Yeah, wouldn't mind trying to get myself out a bit at some point this week.
Yeah, I put a status up on my Benton Terrace TV Facebook page. The video. You know, I had a Betting Terrors TV, Betting Terrors TV. That is my second channel for a non-league football club who are currently the company together with Motive Talent at the minute. I heard some news about that the day. That's good. I bought that. So if you don't know who that is, Betting Terrors TV, check that out on YouTube as well. If you don't know, follow me. I got a Facebook page as well on Facebook as well.
So you have to feel to check out the other channel. He's got Bellington Terriers TV.
Yeah, it's a good channel actually. It's a really good channel. You know, some of the content on there, I haven't done a video in months, so I have this going on. I don't know what's happening to Terry as I don't know what to talk about it. But I put a status in the other day about ideas what I can do next season.
Yeah, Jonathan Young says, slightly off topic, fellas, but have you been watching any good shows on TV during the lockdown? Not really. I mean, like, I don't think I watch much TV. I think anything I put on is probably Sky Sports News, and pretty much now the rest of it. Oh, I didn't
I've been watching some more football, Mister. I'm watching more football games. I watched the Aston Villa one on Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I've been watching with the retro games. You know, getting back into the football game, watching the retro games. We had like Joey Barton, Andy Cowell. You know, we had a good side there. We Aston Villa 6-0. And I watched it. I watched on YouTube and the pop watched out. You know,
Yeah.
Newcastle games. You know, it's been brilliant watching it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't see. I did catch the Newcastle Villa on YouTube.
Watching that a bit as well.
Just normal TV, just not really.
Yeah, I'm missing bits of content now. That's now finished for a bit now.
Yeah.
So what they're not back now? They're back on TV yet. Because I thought it'd be the live shows now, isn't it? The live shows, isn't it? The live shows be happening now, but that's had to be postponed to the autumn. Don't watch that there, like, but see what happens on that point of view.
Yeah, Andrew NFC. That Joey Barton goal versus Villa, that was a cracking goal, like, wasn't it?
Well, it was a brilliant goal. You know, I watched that game. I was going to do a fun in it, but nah, it's an old game. It's probably been out there on YouTube for a long time. I better not do fun it. So,
It was a cracking game, and you know what Joey did after the game? Shaved his tash off when he was grown at the time.
He did, aye. He did the knees going to he scored that goal. Tash off. Tash off.
Nolan introduced the chicken celebration as well.
Yes, I remember that against Sunderland as well. He did that against Sunderland now.
Yep.
5-1.
Aye, at least they're putting back the old games on YouTube.
Been brilliant. I was watching the more games again.
Oh, yeah.
Been brilliant, mate, watching the football again. I mean,
be good just to cut.
Hmm?
What are you saying there, Jay?
No, I didn't continue what saying that, mate, before I put in there.
Fine. Just been some really good games to watch lately. Just a good thing.
Been brilliant. You know, I've been brilliant watching it.
So yeah, guys, I'll keep on the link in case you want to join, and hopefully we'll get some of the regulars that have been on as well lately.
That's the Archer.
Sharky Archer.
So how was your little trip then with him? Then how was your little trip to the West Coast? I went and been the course again. I heard. What that good, Colin? You beat the coast. I went the coast again and Whitney Beer.
I think that actually they were.
They do not.
Andrew NUFC says, who do you think will get relegated from the Premier League? Norwich is definitely a one. The other two are still It's more to time.
Yeah, Norwich to go down, and I would say Villa could steal, but if they get the win, so I want to see Bournemouth do it as well. I don't know who else in the bottom in the next hot bottom table. I don't know who is actually near the relegation up, but if those go down, they can rebuild again. Norwich, rebuild again. They've got a good squad. Yeah. Good manager, but see what happens with them.
Do you think? Just a bit closer.
Think they're good
Yeah.
in the season. But it'll get back to normal soon.
Hopefully. Yeah.
It's been brilliant, mate.
Yeah.
Going back, it'll be brilliant. Get back to normal again.
Oh, look who's ready to make an appearance out of the blue.
Was that Archer?
How you
Oh,
doing?
it's one only. It's one only. Hello.
Good evening. How's it going? All right.
Okay, you?
Well, trying to lose weight. I've been on a bit of a walk today, and I've been just come back. So I realised I've been putting on a bit of weight, over this lockdown. So it's important now to try and lose it.
But
Belly
sorry, I've been losing weight. I've been losing a few pounds on lockdown, mate. I've been losing a few pounds.
Well, to be fair, all those unhealthy foods I've been taking in the past few months, but again, we've been stuck indoors. I mean, what more can you do? You're pretty much limited to what you can.
Through the lockdown, so it's been quite good so far.
I feel a bit tired tonight, but that's normal when I've been on a long walk. So just trying to keep myself fit and trying to get myself keep yourself busy.
So, Sharky, I know you've said in your videos you're looking forward to the Premier League coming back. We have missed it, haven't we?
Oh, I can't wait. It's been such a long time. It's been around 3 months since we've had some football now. So it's about time we get it back. We need to, importantly, try and conclude the season because there's so much money in the game, especially at the Premier League and Championship level. We can't afford to null and void it. We're only 9 games left of the season. I just don't think it would be right to say, right, that's it, it's all done with 9 games left. I think if you're talking maybe 20, 25 games, there's a big matter there, you know what I mean? But with Liverpool being so far ahead, and with the current number of cases going down, and with the death rates going down each day, the Premier League in the EFL of the Championship, they deem that it's right that the football comes back. And if they say it's safe to do so, then why can't the football not come back?
Yeah, exactly. Get it back, mate.
I think at the end of the day, I mean, if you're a football fan, it would be weird if you didn't miss football because each and every weekend you look forward to going to the game, regardless. Like you work during the week and then you take out your stress levels on the players, but you just hope that you get a good result. You know what I mean?
I miss the football as well. My season ticket, I miss going to the games. As I've been missing it for a few months now. I'm missing going to the games. I just miss it. Getting the bus up to 2 games, and if I paying for the game, I've been missing it a lot.
It's going to be played behind closed doors, but when we can get back, that's another matter.
Yeah, I'll be missing it. So if it gets back, if it does get back, hopefully we don't know when, but when it does, I'll be grateful.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I think when the football does come back, and not just football, but any sporting event, or when everybody can start mass gathering properly again, I do believe that people will be a lot more self-aware of what's going on around them. I think people will change attitudes. I think there'll be a lot of difference after this pandemic to what there was before. And that'll be even going to football games. People will be very careful, like who they associate themselves with or how they go about their routines when it means going to a stadium, being around other people. I think there's so much into it now. I think people are going to be more, aware of what's going on.
It'd be scary. It'd be scary out there.
Yeah, people will have their suspicions about going back, but yeah.
Do you know what? I don't think I'd be scared to go back because I think if you go back anyway, you're taking that risk. You're going to the game because you could just watch it on the TV, or you could watch it on Match of the Day if it's not getting broadcasted like say at 3:00. If you go to a sporting event, you'd be more aware. But I wouldn't be scared. I'd be more scared the fact of like what's going on right now. But if they're saying that once they say right, it's okay for you to go back, and it's been successful behind closed doors. I think for me, it's taking it that one step at a time. I think right now it's behind closed doors. See where it goes. The Bundesliga have done really well, but the Premier League is completely different. In Germany, they had less cases, but in this country, we've still got the cases. So we're taking the Premier League. Yes, they're taking a huge risk, but with risk, you never know where it's going to go.
Exactly.
Norwich bill on offer for relegation, and West Brom Leeds and Fulham for promotion. Interesting predictions are there. Daniel Graham, evening, Jen.
Evening, mate. How's it going? Hope you're well.
You said you wanted to come in the live stream, so again, hopefully he'll come in at some point. We'll get him in because he said he would.
So like, I know I missed the cut we used to, when we do get back to normal, we're gonna meet up again, us three again, when we get back to football, the classic games, I'm gonna meet up with like you and Pete used to again.
I don't know if you've ever spoken about that T word, but I can always give you my opinion on it right now.
How it is? One word.
Well, I can't say on the takeover like I have sort of lost faith in it, but I will say on a positive, because you can always turn a negative into a positive. I think we've just got to wait and see what happens. I just don't believe when people say like putting dates in it like the 1st of June or it's going to be done by this day, this next week, the week after. I think the way I look at it as a football fan, I look forward to getting behind the team and getting behind the manager regardless, because if you're a football fan, that's what you're there to do. You're there to support the lads. And even if this takeover doesn't go through, I don't think Steve Bruce or the lads are to blame for this, because at the end of the day, they've got a job to do. Steve Bruce has got a job to manage, and the squad have got a duty to put the ball in the back of the net, or at least try for the badge, at the very least.
We know the lads we got. Like.
Oh, look who it is, Andrew Archer. Oi, lads. So we keep well, bro. Miss Felina says, big up everyone. I hope you're keeping well.
Yeah.
Dean's a man. Even the lads, even Dean, bro. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, come on.
Jonathan Young says the Premier League made the right decision. Premier League football is literally safest occupation in the land right now with all the testing that they're doing. Yes, they had the full testing, and apparently there was no more tests for positiveness for coronavirus.
There was a couple at start, but I think that was always gonna get better because there's so much there's good technology out there.
I know, like it was Mariappa, who was one of the players from Watford. He said he tested positive, but apparently didn't feel the symptoms of it. It just
it's an invisible disease, visible virus. But the way I look at it is the ones who have caught it, in a sense, the league doesn't start for another couple of weeks, so they're going to self-isolate. They've got time. Time's on their side.
Get back in the routine again. Look at like players like what's his name, Troy Deeney. He hasn't back training yet. He's been quite well aboard as well.
Oh, no, don't get us wrong. I understand that obviously each player's to their own. They're all going to have their own opinions of it, and I respect everybody's opinion on the coronavirus and why they do and don't want to come back. Some players, they believe it's their job and they want to, provide and do what's right for the club and provide for their families. And then you got some like Troy Deeney who he's got children, and I totally understand. If he's got breathing difficulties, I totally understand, because if I was in Troy Deeney's situation, I'd be the same. And by the way, I don't discard what he says. I don't think he's wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's a risk that the Premier League have taken, and with so much money in the game, that's what they've done. That they've taken that risk to say, right, the football's coming back behind closed doors. It's worked out in the Bundesliga. Let's give us a try. Well, you've got to remember, in this country, we're 3 weeks behind.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, absolutely.
His phone's gone off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in a minute anyway. So, anyway, lads,
enough day.
And it is gone with this live
easy, Jay. Stay well, mate.
You too, mate. Keep it safe. Yeah, I'm gonna try to just go out there, right out there, see on YouTube. You know who I am.
Feel free to check out Retro UFC. And
take it easy. Keep safe.
Take care, man. Thank you for popping in. What do you think about there was a comment in the discussion. Lawrence said, who would you go for, Rose or Dummett, for when he comes back fit? That's the thing.
Because we've got him on loan, I would have to say Danny Rose. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, and he's certainly not my cup of tea, but if Tottenham are willing to let Newcastle extend the loan deal until the end of the season, then I think he's the most experienced. I know he's looked a bit lethargic, he's looked a bit sluggish, but we're only going to see the right Danny Rose once the season re-kicks off again. I know not all of the players are going to be fully match fit, after 3 weeks of training. It's going to take a bit of time, but Dummett, why can't we just feed him into the second half, maybe see where the game's at? Do you know what I mean? I think he will get his starting place. Like I say, I'm not Steve Bruce. I think he's got that tough decision to make. But if it was my opinion, just down the experience, I would say Danny Rose.
I think we're going to have a few selection headaches for when everyone comes back fit.
I agree.
Pretty much that's the thing. So, yeah.
I agree.
So, yeah. But what do you make of, comments Danny Rose come out with? Says we're getting treated like was the word he said again? We're getting
Lab
trained.
rats.
Yes, lab rats.
I don't know. Like, I didn't really take too much attention to it. Like, I didn't really want to, get involved in that sort of comment because at the end of the day, I understand because, players are sort of technically being forced to go back because there's so much money in the game. The Premier League don't want the league to, to be stopped. Obviously, they've got to pay money back to the TV, etc., for all the games that have been missed over the last couple of months. So the Premier League know right now that they can't afford, not to have any more games, not going ahead for the next few months. And it's totally understandable. But at the same time, there's players out there who love football, who want to see the football back, and they want to keep in shape. You can only stay at home for so long and train at home for so long. You want to be training around your fellow teammates, and you want to be getting selected. And yes, okay, you're not going to be playing behind the fans. Sorry, you're not going to be playing in front of the fans, but you still want to be playing for that 90 minutes.
That's the thing, during UFC. With 5 subs being used, I can see a lot of the squad getting minutes. Yeah.
Normally it's free, but I do understand why the Premier League have introduced 5.
Jonathan Young, Danny Rhodes needs to get up his moral high horse. Wonder if he's been having a lot of fish and chips as well during his lockdown time. Wouldn't be surprised, man.
I don't think he would have done. I think it would have been quite strict because I've seen a lot of other Premier League clubs and the managers and stuff. They've had programs for them. They've been monitoring them just to make sure that they're all right. Because you got to remember they're getting paid so much a week. They're still getting paid that, and they're all celebrities. They're all footballers who have to produce for 90 minutes, and they're playing in a competitive league where you've got to give it your all for 90 minutes, regardless if you're playing in front of fans or not. You're representing whichever badge you represent. And in terms of Danny Rose, personally, I think he'll be here until the end of this current season. And then I think if Leeds go up, where that rumour came from, because he's a Leeds United fan, I wouldn't be surprised if Leeds United got him maybe next season. But we could look to maybe getting done at more regular game time and maybe get some. I would like to see Jethro Willems come back personally, but.
Yeah, I would as well. I like Jethro Willems. I think he's done very well this season. I mean, like,
yeah, I agree.
Was it 10 million if we got him? That would
10 million, 10.5, something like that. But that's that's pennies.
In the transfer market these days as well.
But for how much he's like grown into the Premier League and he's settled into the side. I mean, he struggled at first, but he's really got better game by game, and he's looked solid for us.
He definitely has. I've really been a massive fan of him this season.
We've missed his presence.
Oh, missing watching ASM play as well. He keeps putting out on Twitter.
He's active on there, isn't he?
And he gets interactive with the fans as well. Oh.
Well, I think it's very I think it's very rare that a lot of Premier League footballers do that, but I think it's a good thing.
Oh yeah, it is.
Especially at this club with all the unrest with like Mike Ashley and stuff.
Oh, Dan Graham's going to come in shortly. Be good, man. Nice one. Good, man. Aye. I know ASM's been doing a lot of training at home, I've seen, so.
Working hard, ready for the restart.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good thing, but only be starting 2 weeks on a Wednesday for when it comes back, so.
Arsenal, Man City. Isn't it?
Villa against Sheffield United.
See how that? I think it's because they've only played 28, so they've got to try and get it to 29.
Yeah, they've got to try and get.
It's sort of, do you know what it is? It's sort of like they've got to do that anyway, but it's sort of a test as well to see how that goes. But I guess anyway, even in the next week, they'll start like dotting out the fixtures for like the games that have to be played on that first weekend. So there could be a game on Friday, there'll be a game on Saturday or Sunday or something like that on Monday. They'll start dotting those fixtures out maybe next week.
Yeah, I think they definitely will be doing that as well, just to see how it's all going to get planned out, definitely. But yeah, I mean, I think it's 2 interesting games to watch for when it comes back, and the Man City and Arsenal will be an interesting one. So,
do you know what it is? It sounds daft to say, but I'm actually not looking forward to the other games apart from Newcastle. That's all. Just with it not being buying, just with it being sort of being no fans there. I'm only looking forward to seeing how Newcastle do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just think football's nothing without the fans, and it makes it. If you watch the Merseyside derby on the TV with fans, it's more exciting. But if you're going to watch that without fans, you think it's like a training session.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I might watch the odd one or two, but I'll probably most likely just keep an eye on the Sky Sports and stuff, and then just maybe watch the Newcastle games and see what happens.
Dan is ready to come in, but I'll read a couple of comments off first before I get him in. How many points do you think we'll finish the season on? Rough estimate. I think we're on about the 40-odd point mark. It's hard to predict.
40th. No. I predict that we're going to get another 50 odd point. I reckon we'll get about 52.
And Andrew NUFC says looking forward for the fixtures being released. Yeah, I think we all are.
As well, trip to Leeds next season.
Yeah, right. So we'll get Dan in, and you have seen Dan on the channel before. He has pop up on the channel, so let's get him in the live stream. So here he is. How you doing, bro?
Evening, lads. You alright?
Evening, Dan. How's it going, man? You alright?
I'm good, yous?
I'm alright.
Yeah.
Good stuff, good stuff.
So you're feeling that the Premier League's coming back?
Yeah, obviously I'm pleased. Saturday afternoon's not been the same. Me doing me Super 6 every Saturday trying to win some money. Win, but still, it's good fun to do.
I've been doing that for a few years, and I've won a penny off it.
Nah, same. I think the highest amount I've got must have been about 22 points once.
Yeah.
Actually involved the Newcastle game, and I put them to draw when they're in the Championship. I think it was against Bristol. I remember that well. I think I got 4 correct scores, something like that. But yeah, I'm pleased the Premier League's coming back. Obviously, see where Newcastle go. It's always Liverpool's going to win the title.
Yeah, it's going to be Liverpool win the title.
As for the sides to go down, I think Newcastle could be okay. Because I've looked at the points. We're 7 points, I think, from City.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. And considering the games we've got coming up that we have left, I mean, we've got Brighton to come, Villa. I'm sure there's another one in the bottom half as well, West Ham and Watford. So
we've got Bournemouth away to play as well, so them as well.
Yeah, so really do think if we can get a couple of points from them games, it's in the bag.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what's Andrew NUFC says we play a lot of teams fighting for survival, so I'm expecting some tough games. Oh yeah, there will be some very tough games as well. I mean, don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for a lot of the games. Definitely not. A lot of them haven't been. Definitely not.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing as an easy game in the Premier League.
Unless you're Liverpool so far.
Yeah. Well, actually, you say that because they came unstuck against Watford, so there's no easy game.
And somehow they drew with Man United as well.
Exactly. No easy game. Not in this league.
I think we've drawn so many games with Brighton, so I say draw with them. Maybe we could beat Villa. Is Watford at home or away?
Watford's away.
Watford's away. If it was home, we would have a chance, but maybe we might draw. I fancy against Watford.
I think it's going to be very unusual, though, will there be no fans?
I've got West Ham at home as well, so...
That was meant to be a TV game as well, on Sky Sports.
Yeah,
Friday, I think it was as well.
Friday night, yeah.
Right.
And I was hoping to go out watch that game too with my mate, who's actually a West Ham fan.
But we met a West Ham fan down in Liam.
He's originally from London, and he supports West Ham, but he supports Newcastle being up here. We've been to a few Newcastle games together.
We've met a West Ham fan down there, didn't we, Shorty, when we went down in November?
Yeah, Liam, he wanted to come up to the game on Friday, but unfortunately with what's happened, every club's in the dilemma where they're asking for their money back on for the remainder of the season tickets and stuff. But
yeah.
I think, to be honest with you, I've always said I think we'll get about 15 points, if not more. I reckon we'll get about 52 points. I could be wrong, but I think that's me being a bit more positive to think we can pick up points.
If we can get up to 52, that would actually be a successful season, considering the criticism that Bruce is getting at the start and thinking, we're going to go straight back down.
It's something we should be aiming for anyway as a club. Why can't we get about 50, 55 points a season? You know what I mean? We're home form should be the bread and butter of this league.
I think we've looked a bit better since Bruce has changed his formation around.
I don't even think he's done a bad job. I criticised him when he first got the job, which I think every fan did, so I can't be the only one. His formation was a bit all over the place, but since around February time, since he changed it, was it January, February time he changed it?
It's home, but we're still drew 0-0. But after that, we did against West Brom.
Was it about February time? It was about February, wasn't it?
In February, yeah.
We've actually looked a lot better. We've looked a lot more threatening, but we've still got a lot of work to do. I mean, I would definitely give him a chance to continue his work, I would say.
The best thing by far that Steve Bruce has done was bringing St. Maximan in, for me. If it wasn't for
he's probably like I say, he's a Champions League player playing in a squad that's probably not. It's probably just punching above his weight.
Yeah.
I don't know how you see our squad, but I think it's definitely punching above its weight.
It is. Majority of it is like that's the thing, but yeah.
But the thing is with us, we're sticking in there. That's the thing. In the Premier League, we're sticking in there. I don't want to see like Newcastle get relegated because I want to see the club play in the top eight.
I think we all do, definitely. Yeah.
I agree.
There's not been many games where you can say we've played well. Yeah, there has been definitely. Which ones?
The Prab Cup for a lot of the games.
Unfortunately, Sharky, didn't you go to Leicester away?
Oh, don't get me started with Leicester away. That was really bad from start to finish. I mean, we got given a red card, but we might as well just had 11 men. We looked really poor.
I think that was probably our worst performance against Leicester, the way we just let them play.
Yeah, I mean, Leicester's a tough place to go anyway, but I know you could say the red card maybe benefited Leicester, but I don't think it did. I mean, even they were missing some of their better players. I think Maddison was missing that day as well. If he had played, I reckon we would have lost double figures.
They've still got an amazing squad, Leicester, and I think they will finish in a Champions League spot this season. Considering they're third at the minute, Man City aren't going to go to the Champions League next season anyway. So,
Leicester are not going to finish outside the top four. I think they'll be good.
Yeah, I think they will. Leicester.
I think they're good at the king power. That's the thing. They destroy teams.
And look what happened when they went to Southampton as well.
I think with us as well. Like I think we can be. I wouldn't say be like Leicester, but we could be a little bit better in the transfer window and get better players in. If you look at the squad, especially if you look up front, I mean, we're lack of ideas in terms of a striker. I don't even think we've got a striker. That's how I look at all forward lineup.
Johnson can't score. Andy Carlos gets injured.
I don't think Mutu's gone.
So
I think Mutu's future has gone up in the air now.
The only striker I think we've got that has potential is Dwight Gale. Really.
That's why I said around January time when he was coming back from his injury, give him a chance. I think he could actually do something. I mean, against Southampton, he had umpteen chances and he missed them, but he still bursts to go though. Like he still runs. Do you know what I mean? Like he still works hard, but
he's got pace.
Like we need more than that. That's the problem. Andy Cowell for me, he's too old. Mutu he looks short of confidence. Joe Linton's short of confidence, not a striker. You do worry about our forward lineup. You really do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you do.
Considering the days before, of course we had Shearer, Ferdinand, and of course moved on to likes of.
Do you not agree though that we need at least maybe 2 or 3 strikers this summer? It needs to be identified. It needs to be looked at.
Striker position out, absolutely.
I'm not going to lie. I am worried about our forward lineup for going into next season.
I mean, we could play 2 up front, or 1 on the bench, or 1 up front, 2 on the bench. And then there's always that.
By the way, it's not down to Bruce because we mentioned all of these players that we've signed. Steve Bruce is a head coach. I don't think Steve Bruce had a say in any of those players. They're all signed from the top. They're the ones who make the decisions, and they're the ones who live and die by their decisions. The players that they bring in to then eventually sell them for profit, right? I don't think Steve Bruce had a say in any of these players. I really don't. And they're reaching their potential. They're doing well, but Steve Bruce is not the manager. Rafa was the manager. Once Rafa left, what did he do with Perez? So money.
Got rid of him.
Jonathan Young says even the games we've won and drawn, there have been several games where we haven't played well. We've been very lucky to pick up the points. Remember the Brighton game at home? My God.
But in the Premier League, though, you've got to grind out results. So it doesn't matter how good or bad you play. Yes, our football isn't the best, right? But with that bad football, that's got us 35 points, and we're only a win in a couple of draws away from staying up. Do you know what I mean? We're going to win a couple of games anyway to stay up. I'm confident of that. Yes, you want to see exciting football, but if it's getting us the results, then don't change until you can get better players in. That's going to make your squad better.
Andrew and USCS said we've got to stock Gale for the remaining games. Yeah, I'd say I'd definitely keep him Dwight Gale, see where we're left off against Southampton to see how we'll do.
Yeah, I mean, he was unlucky not to score against Southampton, but
at least he was getting on the end of crosses when you put in a cross in the box, and Joe Linton's nowhere to be seen half the time. That's
Dwight Gale's. Steve Bruce is a big fan of Dwight Gale. He always has been. So there's his chance.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's been reports that this could be Mankio's last season on Tyneside as well.
Thank goodness for that.
I've been a massive fan of him. I think he's definitely improved a lot, but
I think he had a slow start, but I think this season he has improved a bit. He's one of those defenders that can go forward and unleash those kind of crosses that you need to have a chance on goal.
The reason why I say is thank goodness for that is because I just think he's inconsistent, and I think if we want to kick on in the Premier League, regardless of who the manager is, we'll probably need better players. That you got Yedlin. I mean, how much can Yedlin do? I mean, how far can Yedlin push you? I don't think he can. Obviously, you've got Danny Rose. He's got a bit of an attitude problem. You know, you don't keep him. You want players who, like, you know, got real potential. We've been linked, funny enough. Talking of a striker, you know that Eze from QPR.
Oh yeah, there was something on that.
I'm a big fan of this dude. I know he's from the Championship, but he's got real potential. He can score goals. He's got double figures for QPR. For a side that's not even going to get promoted. Les Ferdinand said he'd be keen on a move to Newcastle. I would definitely give him a chance.
Why not?
If the likes of Leicester have done it, if Leicester have like brought a lot of Championship players in and they've achieved big things, then why can't Newcastle?
I was going to say that as well. It's come up from the Championship and they do surprise in the Premier League.
I am a big fan of, like, I don't want to buy too many Championship players, but if they look all right, if they've got a good build about them and they can actually score goals, if they're better than what you've got, then why not? Give them a chance. You know what I mean? If you give them a couple of year contract, the one thing I do disagree with Championship players, don't be giving them like 3, 4, 5 year contracts. Give them a couple of years, see what they're like. Then at least you're not wasting any money.
This is what didn't Burnley by Chris Wood of Leeds, wasn't it?
Yeah. Next to no money.
Look how well he's done with Burnley. He's been a great player.
He got them promoted, and then Burnley finished 7th, and they're like mid-table. But the thing is with Burnley, they get looked upon as really poor, but Burnley know where they stand. They know they're not really they're a town. But Burnley punch above their weight every season.
Another player as well from this season is Daniel James from Man United. I think he's a great young player who signed from Swansea.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think these Championship players, if Man United are doing it, if they're buying Championship players, then why can't Newcastle? Like, why have we got to be sort of, oh no, you should be buying Championship players, but they could be good.
I know, you never know unless you try. Really.
Jonathan Young says, just like Big John Fury says, if you're a phony, you'll get found out eventually. Bruce is a Championship manager and has been found out several times before, and will do again. We need to move on. The only thing is what if this takeover doesn't happen? I think
he's the manager. He's on a 3-year contract. He's got 2 years left. I mean, don't get us wrong. Do I want Steve Bruce? No, I don't. But what the club needs right now under Mike Ashley is to keep the stability. We kept Rafa for 3 years, right? Bruce has now had he's had 1 year into the job. Well, technically not even that because of the pandemic. But he's got 2 years left to try and maybe build something. You've got to try and, if Mike Ashley's still here, you've got to at least try and keep him on. You know, build the squad relationship. You don't want to you don't want the morale to go down, do you? You know what I mean? I don't believe in keep chopping and changing managers every 6 months like what Sunderland do. That's not what it's about. Like, we've got to find some sort of stability. I even said if the takeover goes through, I would give Steve Bruce 6 months until January. Give him a chance with some money. Do it. Give him that chance to build something. You've got to give him a chance. If you don't give him a chance, he'll never learn.
And what you said about Sunderland there, look the way they've ended up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think you've got to be very, very careful how you do it. And I think with Bruce, yes, fair enough, he doesn't play the best attractive of football. The same thing got said about Rafa Benitez. He doesn't play the best attractive of football. But you look at the squad, right? We don't have the luxuries of being able to attack properly. Like, with a bit of money, maybe they might be able to change the formations, like a Rafa, like a Bruce. They could play better, attractive, expansive football.
Andrew in UFC. Ryan Fraser's a good shout in the next transfer window. Would any of you have Ryan Fraser?
He's being linked with Man United. Otherwise, I would take him.
But I would take them off who have the chance to get him.
He's been linked with Man United and Arsenal. But
no surprise, really.
I don't, you know what, these rumours, and I try not to read into them too much if they look unrealistic. But especially if there's no takeover.
One thing I would think about as well is with the 3 clubs that go down, you look at their players, say who you could bring in. So Ryan Fraser,
yeah.
I'll bring
yeah.
If Bournemouth went down, I would definitely aim for Callum Wilson or Josh King because we need strikers. So
do you know what's funny about? I think Bournemouth might find a way of staying up. I don't know. I think they've got enough about them. I think this might have actually maybe helped them to maybe look at the season, what they've done so far. This has probably helped Bournemouth. They can have a look, see what they've gone wrong.
I think they're still in the bottom 3, aren't they, Bournemouth?
I think they are just on goal difference. Oh, no, yeah. I think West Ham and Bournemouth are neck and neck on points, but I think it's goal difference that's separating them both.
Actually got the Premier League table here. Yeah,
I think
West Ham, Watford, and Bournemouth all on 27 points.
Yeah, there's nothing in. There's literally nothing in it.
And there's only three goal difference between them. So
there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams scrapping down there. Norwich look a bit cut apart, but then again, if Norwich picked up a couple of results, then it's looking very interesting, isn't it? The bottom end of the league. But I think we've got a good gap though. We got a good 7-point gap. We're on 35.
Yeah, I was going to say Norwich had such a solid start as well, beating Man City, and then all of a sudden, it's just.
Yeah, I think Norwich, like I was saying in the last week's stream, I think Norwich kind of know that place. They don't spend a lot of money, and they're all like your club. They're like up, down, which way they're going to go.
Jonathan, Mike Ashley and build are words that don't belong in the same sentence. The only thing Ashley builds are profits. It'll be 2 more years of mediocrity if the takeover falls through.
Oh no! Basically, what I meant by build was with the current squad that we've got, right? You can't. We've got to try and do something. We can't just like any more stagnate and just accept what we've got because with so much money in the Premier League, Mike Ashley knows that the cost of relegation doesn't always guarantee you instant success. Yes, we've been relegated twice, and yes, we've come up twice. But the Championship is ever so more competitive now. There's no guarantees you're going to come straight back up. And if we go down, Mike Ashley's not going to make any money. Well, he's not going to make as much more money than what he would get now if he sold the club to what it would be worth in the Championship.
But definitely in 2009-10, we bossed that season. I think under Rafa,
we did.
We did struggle a little bit. But even though we still went up, I think we had more of a challenge.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much money in the game. That's where the Championship is now. Like, there's so many ex-Premier League clubs in the Championship, or there's some clubs coming from like League One or whatever. It's ever so more competitive. You just don't know what's going to happen each game.
I'd say especially as well, every one Championship season there's one surprise contender for the playoffs or even to get over a promotion. I think this season might be Brentford actually. I think they've had a good run in there.
Brentford.
I think I've got them to win the playoffs if they could somehow, if they don't get automatic, which they can still do if they put a run together. But I think West Brom, Leeds look for me the odds on to come up.
Yeah.
I've put the Championship table up now. So Leeds 71, West Brom 70, Fulham 64, Brentford 60. So they're actually in 4th place. And so Nottingham Forest and Preston North End in the playoffs.
But that's what I'm saying. It might look like a big gap between like where Brentford are in the top 2. But if Brentford were to put on like a really good run together, and say Leeds and West Brom stumbled, they can capitalise on that.
There's still between 5th and top. There's only 11 points between Leeds and Notts Forest. And then
I mean, we caught Brighton, and we were poor for that season. I would say, not for the majority of it, weren't that good.
And then for the playoffs as well, you got Preston 56, Bristol City 55, Millwall 54, and then Blackburn Rovers 10-53.
Tell you what, guys, before you move up, imagine the thought of Millwall in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Millwall gets
Who's even brave enough to get to their ground?
I wouldn't like the picture of Millwall in the Premier League. Like, I mean, breaking news: Millwall has smashed up the Emirates.
Andrew and Ashley, says I can still see Ashley selling up even if the Saudi one falls through. But is there any more potential?
I don't know, man. They keep bringing up all these different takeover names, and we're being linked with the Crown Prince of Binsai. You know, last year it was the Binsai group. The year before that it was, all these other owners. But nobody knows the facts about anything. Like, nobody knows if this was even true.
That's the thing,
I'd love to know anyone that knows if it was true.
Yeah, they all do. Like, we don't know what is happening. That's the only thing.
No, nobody does.
I don't think it would have mattered. It could have been done by now, despite coronavirus or not, really. So I think it's just.
Hope so.
I think. I'm sick and tired of reading every day.
Do you know what it is though? It's not like the case of I want this owner to come in and start like splashing like loads of cash, or like being something we're not. For me, I just want to see the club compete. However long it takes. If I see a 5-year progression, and I see Newcastle look as if they're actually climbing the league table, and we're starting to compete in the over that 5-year period, then I'd take it. But it's not. We get looked upon as if we just want to stop buying Premier League titles straight away. That's not what our club's about. That's not what we work hard for. We work hard to see the team play well and do it in their own way. We do things in our way, not like a Man City or there you go, have an FA Cup. We've got to do it our own way.
Look at Wigan 2013. They got relegated and they still won the FA Cup.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you look at the North East compared to Manchester. We're going to find it a lot harder to attract players compared to like Manchester and London, because if you look at those locations, Liverpool to a degree you could say, because of like historically they've won stuff. Whereas us, it's it's too cold, etc., etc. It's all over here. Oh, it's too cold. I don't want to live in Newcastle.
Yeah, but one thing I think that attracts players to come to Newcastle, if they could, would be the fans, because we are very passionate fans.
I agree.
And like whenever I've been to St James Park, the noise levels are incredible, and that's one thing that can push players. I think the fan atmosphere, and
that's what I miss about going to watch the tune. Like, regardless of who we play, it doesn't matter what league we're in. It's for me. It's seeing that like atmosphere, like pre-kick-off, like you hear "Oh, me lads," and all that. You used to have the Gallagher flags, and everyone's excited, and you know what it is. It doesn't matter who we play up against, who we score past. It's when everyone jumps up on the seat, they go, "Get in!" That's what you like. That's what you're there for. Like you're there.
You've said you've been to some stadium, Shog, and it just sounds like a library half the time.
Oh, Stamford Bridge is an absolute nightmare. I mean, you wouldn't think, right, that they're even a football club. I'm sorry to say, but I've been on 3 occasions, and like you wouldn't think that they've even like had any sort of investment or anything like that. You wouldn't think they've even got a good side. You wouldn't even think that they even compete anywhere near like the top end of the league. You think they're just a club that accepts mid-table every season. Honestly, I've heard like libraries louder than what Stamford Bridge is. It's that bad. No, honestly, I used to go to Baker Library back in the day a couple of times to go on the computers. And honestly, it was a lot louder in there than I've seen in Stamford Bridge. Honestly, it's bad. It's really bad. And then the only loud noise you heard was when we scored.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I beat it 2 defeats.
Yeah. What was it? 3-1 and 2-1, was it? Like?
Yeah, Conte and Mauricio, sorry. So, yeah, we got beat twice. The first one was a 12:30 kickoff, and the other one was a 5:30.
Yeah, so it was a long journey down.
Oh, don't remind us. Oh, but then again, it's not all doom and gloom in London because I've been to Wembley and that was decent. Not for England, but for a tour. But in terms of Premier League, I went to the one with you. I went to West Ham and we won. So
yeah, that was a brilliant day, wasn't it?
Oh, it was good day.
Yeah, we played well that game too. I remember against West Ham. I can't believe you
I would have been disappointed how it crumbled though from 3-0 up. It looked as if we were going to let the third goal up. No, please don't.
I'll tell you what, that game. ASM had Zabaleta on toast that game.
Oh well, Mark Noble was that bad. He got substituted at half time.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? That's right.
He was the captain as well. The captain got taken off at half time because he was that bad.
To bring on, there was like Lanzini, and I forgot who the other changes.
I thought the atmosphere there, like it's really poor. Honestly, I'm sorry to say, but I couldn't be watching games at that Olympic Stadium every week. It's just it's so bad.
But yeah, I can understand how you.
No, I like the outside of the ground. It looks really good, but when you watch from the inside, it just looks really poor.
Yeah.
Could you see West Ham moving out of the Olympic Stadium maybe in the next 10, 20 years? I know they've just moved in, but if the fans start getting unrest,
especially Millwall come up, then there's gonna be some deep shit there.
Oh, the security that stadium is really poor, really bad.
So West Ham and Millwall, you know the history they've had. So
it's mad to think the away end though, because we're like at the top, and then there's like some of the away fans like behind the goal, but like further down. Remember that, Peter?
I remember when we actually got searched before going into the ground as well.
Oh, I always get searched. Don't worry, I'm not who. I'll say I'm not. Just it's every ground. It happens. Chelsea, the sniffer dogs. Honestly, I was getting sniffed over by a dog. I'm like, what the heck? Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's the thing. They'll wait for some more comments, but yeah, it also down the FA Cup. I don't know if you had the FA Cup come back as well.
Yeah. So. Of course, Man City. I think it's going to be broadcast on BBC, actually, the Man City.
Yeah, it is.
The only thing is, we don't know where it's getting played at because it looks like that's going to be at a neutral venue.
Is it?
I don't know yet.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, of course. It's daft, isn't it? Like, why can't they just play at St James's? Like, just play at the grounds that they were meant to be at? Like, it's just, it doesn't make any difference.
Last night, have you seen the Match of the Day Top 10 shows?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I watched the recent episode, and that's what I showed it. And then, this will make you laugh. Ian Wright was taunting Alan Shearer about when he was managing Newcastle when they went down, and then the last thing Alan Shearer went, "Shut up, you fucking idiot." It was so funny, you have to say it, because they were ranting on about when Joey Barton got sent off against Liverpool, and she was like, he only got to play with him for half an hour, and then he was injured first 3, then he got suspended for the last 3, and that's one thing I like watching about those shows between Shearer, Lineker, and Rice. You know, they have good banter like we do. That's one thing.
Ian Wright and Shearer, you could listen to for hours. Like they're just Ian Wright as well. That laugh.
And he's got a crazy laugh. Peter and I watch a lot of times when Alan Shearer and Ian Wright on Helium.
Oh yes.
The way Ian Wright laughs, He's incredible.
Bad jokes are really funny as well.
You've got to have that like banter, especially if you were like ex-team. Well, I would say ex-teammates because I never played for each other. But I think you've got to have that relationship, that connection.
Like us group of lads, that's one thing I really miss. Even if it's not Newcastle, just a general football match, just sit together in a pub, couple of pints.
Yeah, exactly.
And just watch the footy. I mean, a bit when you go.
Well, we'll do it once all this comes back. Once we get back to some sort of mass gathering type thingamajiggy. Well,
definitely. I mean, when you guys go to watch the women's match, then you go for a Sunday carvery, the wheat chief, is it?
Oh, you've got to get his done. You've got to get yourself that wheat chief.
Oh, nah.
You missed out. You are missed out.
Especially when I'm on a big hangover, I need a Sunday roast. Trust me.
Yeah, honestly, Peter, tell him what is the wheat chief like.
Oh, it's great, man. The carvery's worth to die for there.
Do the show Sky Sports at BT there?
No, they don't actually.
They don't actually have, I don't think they have. Do they have TVs? I don't think they do. What we tend to do is we tend to get the metro down to Junction. Afterwards, depending on what time the game, what's on, and we'll just watch football.
Yeah.
There's a club. There's an actual clubhouse though in Druid Park, but I don't know what it's like after when the women's games finishes. Watch matches and stuff.
Andrew, in your seat, do you think the 10,000 fans from each club will work for the FA Cup final here? They could be bringing 20,000 if it's a possibility, or do you see it not work?
I just don't think they should let. No, I'm sorry to say, but they should just don't let anybody go. Like, how can you discriminate, though? How can you say 10,000 fans can go, but the rest can't? Sorry, it's either you let the fans in or don't at all. No, I'm sorry, but that's not right. How can you discriminate from like the rest of the maybe? Let's say it's 50-50 tickets, so it's about 40,000 that can go because you got like sponsorships and all that get in as well to make up the capacity. So why are they saying 10,000 fans can go but the rest can't? No, I'm sorry. I don't buy that at all.
Considering last weekend as well, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund played. You didn't see any fans go there. Biggest game in Germany, and I think Barca Madrid have got a game coming up as well.
Do you know what? I don't care what game it is. I don't care if it's Merseyside derby. I don't care if it's Newcastle match or if it's a final. If you're saying 10,000 fans can go, but the rest can't, that's discriminating against other fans. Like, you say, well, actually, there'll be fans outside the ground that'll be fighting their way to get in. Well, yeah, but the police have caused that trouble by letting those 10,000 fans go in, and the rest can't.
It's cause problems really if they just do that. So,
just don't do it. Sorry to say, but you just don't let them in at all. And then once it's safe to do so, let everybody come back. That's what you should do.
Yeah, Jonathan Young says, I think it's the police who have identified certain games that may need to be played at neutral venues. So no idea why, to be honest.
Play them at the stadiums that's supposed to be played at. And then you save all the problems. At the end of the day, right, fans should have half a brain cell to know that the games are played behind closed doors, don't turn up.
Exactly.
I mean, I think it's the semi-finals that get played at Wembley, then the final.
Yeah, don't do. Who's daft enough to make a 300-mile trip down to Wembley, or whatever, right? To know that you're not going to be able to get in. What daft and how expensive that's going to cost you in petrol or train.
Aye, and Andrew NUFC says, agree, Sharky, mate, for me, it's either all or none.
It is like you can't discriminate against other fans. I'm sorry, but you can't just say, right, 10,000 fans can go in. Oh, but the other 30,000 representing Newcastle United for a final or a semi-final can't go. That, for me, that's not right. Like, it's either you let everybody in, for those who have season tickets who have more loyalty points, or not. None.
I think considering as well, if there's not going to be many fans, it's not going to be the same. Like, there's going to be no atmosphere, just a little bit of atmosphere.
That's like, honestly, right, that's like going to a Gateshead match, right, and they say, right, actually, just to let you know, only 100 fans can go in, but the rest of you, like, 900 fans who make up the 1,000 can't go in. What?
I've never seen a Gateshead game at the National Stadium yet.
You have to. You're missing out of it. Just for the non-league scene, you're missing out anyway. But not everyone watches non-league football. I must stress that.
It's a local one, really. Along with
on a Tuesday night, other games are available, such as the Champions League and the Europa League, etc. Not all non-league.
Still no confirmation about the Champions League yet. I don't think.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Not heard anything as well.
Do you think they'll scrap it? I think it's a bit late. I think they'll have to scrap it, unfortunately. I think that's what they're going to be doing.
Because they get saved enough to go on planes and flies to other countries as well.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to work the Europa League and Champions League out because they haven't come to a discussion of like where they're going to go with it. Like, there's still games to be played.
Yeah.
Liverpool have already been knocked out. Man City beat Real Madrid. Chelsea already, they haven't been knocked out, but they're going to.
But if you're Wolves, though, you must be rightly paid off, though. Like if you've got if you're the first time in the Europa League in so many years, and you've got this far, they say, "Oh, it's scrapped." You must be rightly. You'd be right. That's like Newcastle getting to the quarters against Benfica and not playing it. You'd be rightly paid off.
Definitely.
Considering you picked Wolves as your favourite to win as well, haven't you?
What's that?
You picked Wolves to win the Europa League.
I did from the very start of this. It was, oh, you're mad, you for picking Wolves. Nah, I believed in the manager. I believe in their side. I believe in their players. In their breath of fresh air, the way they play football in the Premier League is a joy to watch, and I don't even support them.
Well,
And I said if they take that style of play into the Europa League, if they play the way they always play, then they've got a chance of winning it. And you just see how they're blowing the clubs away, like who they've probably never even played before. They're taking it by storm.
I've done the double over Manchester City as well in the Premier League.
Yeah, they've done the double over City, right? And they've actually deserved to win both games at the Etihad and at Molyneux.
They did.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Tell you what, not many clubs do the double over Manchester City in the Premier League. Trust me.
Surprising Man United have as well this season, actually.
Do you know what it is though? Nobody can I don't look upon Wolves now as a really poor club, small club. I think they're grown into a club that they probably should have been maybe 50 years ago. I don't know. I don't know who used it back for Europa League, but whether he's watched it much. I went for Wolves. Champions League. I actually went for. I think I went Manchester City for the Champions League. So could be right there.
And it is. I think the Champions League and Europa League will be completed in August. UEFA said that after their last meeting.
But wait. This is what I'm confused about though. So the Premier League's going to be finished by the 1st of August. That's what they're saying, aren't they? And then they're saying there's going to be a month break. Is that right? And then they're saying we're starting the new season in September.
Yeah, something like that.
Hold on then. So if the season finishes in August and they've got the FA Cup final, that'll be the conclusion of the season, right? The 1st of August, the FA Cup final. So what about Wolves and that when they've got to play more games just to get all that finished? And then you go into September, they're going to be knackered. Then starting a new season. They haven't even all the rest of the clubs like us. We'll all have a month break. Someone like a club like Wolves have still got to play Europa League and the Man City obviously they've got to play Champions League in August. They all have games to play. By the time then the new season comes back, Wolves and Man City they're going to be knackered because they're going to still keep playing. Yeah, I think this is all messed up. This really is. I think it's all messed up.
It sounded, doesn't it?
Like now, we should be sat here, maybe talking about the new fixtures coming out for the new season and getting ready for pre-season.
The new fixtures get drawn out.
I love the month of June because you like to see who we're going to play.
No doubt it would have been Arsenal, Man City, or Man United first game because we always get the big sides.
Do you know what our first 6 fixtures will be? Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham. Like home and away, just put them all in. Wolves, Everton. The Premier League love to bloody bump us, don't they? Of course they do.
Can we get you the Liverpool or Man United on Boxing Day, New Year's Day, something like that?
Oh, we always do. What's that? We're talking about? I feel like I'm in the dark. I'm not. Sorry, man. But honestly, this is strange for everyone, isn't it? To be sat here in June and we still haven't finished the season. Strange.
Yeah, it's the thing, aye.
Strange.
2 weeks yesterday, I think 17th would have been the last game.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. The Champions League final was this season's Champions League final was the weekend just gone.
Who knows? Could Man City have been in it and won it despite their ban next season?
Wolves could have been lifting the Europa League on Thursday, just gone. That's now no longer a thing.
Next September it could have been Wolves and Man City the UEFA Super Cup.
Oh, honestly, it's just strange to think that we're just sat here in June and there's just we're waiting for the season to restart. You'd think it's actually the new season.
Adrian, you're hoping the fixtures, day and times for the season get released this week. The only thing about doing it this week, no one's been promoted for the Championship. That's the thing. So we don't know who
the thing is, the Championship, the EFL knew that they couldn't just promote teams from the Championship because they know that the likes of a Brentford or a Preston, you never know that there's always that one club that puts on that good run at the end and they could do it. There's even clubs who are outside the playoffs who could just put on maybe a 2, 3, 4 game run, win and run, and then there you go, they're in the playoffs.
We mentioned earlier, we get that surprise name as well, and then they can have in the Premier League. We've seen Huddersfield.
I enjoy watching the Championship though. I enjoy watching it because I think it's it is. I know it's not the best football, but it is competitive to know who's going to maybe go into the Premier League. It's so unpredictable.
Especially if it's a club that have never actually come up to the Premier League as well. So we saw Blackpool do it, Bournemouth, Huddersfield. So this season, Preston maybe come up, or Millwall, or Brentford, even Nottingham Forest as well. I mean, they were in the old
Forest are, I'm not wrong, I think Forest are in the playoffs.
They are in the playoffs. Forest are in 5th place at the minute.
I hope they don't come up though. We always come unstuck against Nottingham Forest.
I went to a cup game at St James's a few seasons ago and we lost.
Aye, same.
Sorry, guys, just knocked me off before.
Aye, Peter, you can't see you.
There we go.
Just knocked us off there before. I don't know why that happened.
Was it the 3-2 defeat when extra time against Forest at St James's?
Yeah, I was. Funny enough, I was actually in the paper. I was there next to that funny looking mag, and he had the thing over his head. I was sat next to him. He was mad. Mental.
Andrew, you meant for this fixtures I've seen up.
I was going to say it there, Dan. Did you not see Newcastle fans TV? They done the interview with me after that defeat, and I was not happy. I was fuming. But then even last season, I was even worse in the game away from home when we lost because the referee made a stupid decision.
I remember as well.
Is that the Burton game?
No, Forest.
I think
the start of last season.
The cup game at St James's. I remember going. I think it was early on. I think we should have had a corner, but the assistant ref gave a goal kick.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. Like they make silly decisions. There was a really bad one at Forest last season in the cup. We should have scored. They let them run up the other side of the pitch, and they scored like a very late goal, and we couldn't respond. It's done.
VAR existed back then.
Our VAR was in that game for me. We win that game. For me, we don't win it. We'll go to penalties. So for me, we'll go to pens. But unfortunately, VAR was never a thing.
This season.
I was going to say, Sharky, you'll be looking back to getting your regular content out, the previews, and
I hope so. I've missed doing it. I mean, I've missed doing the previews, reviews, quick thoughts, getting fans on like yourselves.
I've done a few previews and reviews with Pete, so I'll definitely do some with you as well.
That's what I'm saying. Getting out, I always encourage to get every fan on who wants to come on. Don't be nervous. I mean, if you're nervous, I appreciate people who just watch and comment. That's fine. Like, that's enough for some people. But
one thing you like with me on a review, if we do badly and I've had a few beers, you should see the rant that I come up with.
That's fine. Honestly, I welcome on my channel. I'll welcome any banter, anybody who's wants to talk about the club banter. I don't care. I'll take it. Sorry.
I do love a bit of rant and banter after a match. Depends on how.
What you want? It's like I've said I want to do more live streams and stuff, and it's been like unusual times for everybody because like now I would usually be just like having a bit of a chill out and then waiting for the new fixtures to come out, do a bit of content on that, and then maybe build up the pre-season, and then maybe go into the new season. But it's been strange, like just yeah.
Would you follow the Euros at all?
Sorry.
Would you follow the Euros?
I don't tend to really cover much of the Euros on my channel. To be fair, I don't know. I just leave that to other people who who want to cover that. But I might do. I mean, if that's what people want, I'll do it. I don't mind.
I bet you would, Pete.
Jonathan,
it's just because do you know what it is though? Do you know what it is though? Sorry, I just if I do Euros or World Cup, you're just left disappointed at the end of it.
Jonathan Young says he can't beat a good run. Very true. I think the last proper rant I had was probably the Leicester to 5-0 defeat. My God. That was a bit of a read we had.
Don't remind me that was actually probably my Bruce, get out now.
Worst game you ever went to? Or have you been to another worse game than that?
Oh, bloody hell. I went to Ipswich. I went to Ipswich away in the Championship. I mean, that was pretty bad. I mean, a game that we should be winning on St. Bobby Robson Day. 3-1. Monday night. By the way, that was a Monday game, and you're going down windy roads as well for a good 2 hours down Ipswich. You do not want to be doing that on a 5:30 on a Monday night. Go back home, get back at 12 o'clock at night. It's a long way to go, Ipswich. I'll never do that again. And by the way, the stadium was a bit of a shithole as well. But the only good thing about Ipswich, right, is probably the Sir Bobby Robson stand outside of it. That's it.
Not fun of Portman Road itself.
I don't know. I just you look at this inside of the stadium. It could be done like knocked down and be like refurbished.
Fair point, yeah.
It reminds us like Goodison Park.
Oh, I've been to Goodison Park.
Yeah, it just looks a bit ugly.
Tell you what was ugly. Everton and Jordan Pickford's hands when Newcastle scored their 2 late goals.
I still can't get my head around how poor Jack. What was Pickford doing in those last couple of minutes? What on earth?
Oh, I'd stand behind the line.
T-Rex arms. T-Rex. Oh, brilliant. I mean, to be honest with you, Lejeune picked up an injury when he scored those 2 goals, but I mean, that's a bit of no shock to me. I mean, he's always injured, but he got with the 2 goals. I'm not complaining.
Nah, definitely not.
Same way.
I mean, I was remember reading some Everton fans put on Twitter or Facebook, good 2-0 win tonight. And then I would love to see their reaction.
Oh, I put that on my Facebook. It went down pretty well. You never speak too soon. Always wait until the full time whistle's gone.
And I remember, I bet you as well, 2009, when Chelsea thought, oh yeah, we're going to the Champions League final, and then Iniesta pops up, and then you see Didier Drogba's rant. Oh, I'll never forget that.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I seen that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. When you play clubs against like Barcelona or Real Madrid, you don't even know if you've won the game yet. You could be 2 or 3-0 up, and with 10 minutes to go, they could just pull something out of the hat. A couple of goals.
Look what happened with Arsenal and Olympiacos as well. They equalised brilliantly, and then all of a sudden they concede again.
Oh, that was probably what I was laughing when that happened. To be honest, I thought typical Olympiacos.
Yeah, and also that what a capitulation it was for them in the Europa League final last year.
Oh, back again.
Mm.
I don't know. I want to see Newcastle get back into Europe one day, but when that'll be, I'll never know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't care what it is right now. I'd love to see with Champions League, but if we get Europa League, I'll take it. Like any sort of European competition, just to get our profile back again, I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. Don't rush getting back in. Build
no.
the club first. Look at Man City. They pretty much rushed when they bought their players and they went to
yeah.
But Newcastle, if we challenge for at least a top half finish and then go towards Europa League and then see where we go from there. Really, I would say.
The thing is with the takeover, I just don't know what to believe. Like people come out with this and that, and then it's a bit like what Rafa says. You don't know the facts. Nobody knows the facts. I would love to know anybody out there that knows the facts.
And I always say you don't know what's happening in football, really.
I don't. I've strictly reported it, but that doesn't mean I knew the facts. I don't know the facts. I'm as clueless as everybody else who talks about it. Even if you're a journalist from the local area, you're clueless because you don't know what's going on between the buyer and the seller.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Do I feel daft for reporting it? Probably not, but at the time you just don't know who to believe. That's the thing. There's one story, then there's another story. And like I keep saying, Rafa says you don't know the facts.
Yeah.
I used to love that about Rafa. You don't in a post-match interview, you don't know the facts. You don't know the facts. What are the facts? What are they?
Well, have them highs, exactly. God knows.
The one against his explosive rant against Burton. It was against Burton at home, and we beat them 1-0. About the penalty which was given, but then was choked off. You don't know the facts. You was asked. You don't know the facts. You linesman don't know the facts.
I
remember that game.
You don't know the facts. It was brilliant.
What was it again? Somebody fouled somebody when Richie took the penalty, something like that.
Richie scored the penalty, and then all of a sudden, apparently there was encroachment, but it wasn't. There was meant to be a retake, and that wasn't given. And Rafa goes, "No, you don't know the facts. You do not know the facts."
And Rafa's got plenty of experience to know that kind of thing. But I've never ever seen anything like that happen in a football match before, where a penalty gets taken, get a foul. I've never seen or heard of it. So, I think it's one of those things where I've always think the FA have got a bad word about Newcastle. I think there's some referees that really don't like us.
Shock.
One referee in particular, I think is really gets is Andy Taylor, because he's sent quite a lot of red cards for us. And,
Peter, who's the referee that you? Who's the referee that you don't like in the Premier League? Who is it?
Mike Dean.
Mike Dean. I remember you did a video of Mike Dean. It was around Mike Dean once again.
Jonathan Young. There's so many people on Twitter who just talk BS. We just need to be patient for an official announcement. Yeah. The only thing
Why do you think I don't go on Twitter? Why do you think I don't put anything on Twitter? I can't be honest with it. I do Facebook and I do the YouTube. I cannot be bothered with it.
I don't have Twitter either. I only use
I've got Twitter. I don't really promote much on it. Like I just can't be bothered with it. Like I just think nobody knows the facts. Nobody knows anything.
I don't use Twitter. I only use Facebook.
I find it boring. Twitter. I always find it boring.
Stick with one, really.
Yeah, exactly.
You just hear so many things. Oh, it's going to get done on this day, then it's going to get done on this day. It's like, my God.
I do agree with what Jonathan says. Just wait for an official statement. Take over. It's complete. Take over. Called off. Then we'll know where we stand. Really.
It's just, you know what it is. I wish the Premier League. Was it Richard Masters? He was asked about it. Why can't I know? Fair enough. It is confidential. I totally get that. Yeah, but they're not helping themselves either. They're not helping themselves because I know there's a pandemic and the football's back, but something should have been said by now. Surely.
Yeah.
think pandemic or not, takeovers get done quite quickly. And how long's it been now?
Oh, Southampton's took 2 months, but yeah, that was Southampton though. Like that may be a totally different matter. How do we know? Like they don't go on about like takeovers like what our fans do, because we know how much hurt we've had. Mike Ashley.
How long has it been now since the first report saying that the deal was agreed? At least a month, surely.
Oh, it's always the same with the Binzai group.
Andrew, and you see one of the worst performances has to be Forest away in the Championship. Absolutely feel, oh god, that was a dreadful refereeing performance.
Did we get 2 red cards in that game as well?
Shelby was one of them. The other one was Dummer. Shelby gets sent off for not even touching Lansbury, and Lansbury there's clutching his face.
Dari, Cormac bit him at the end of the season. No, don't worry about that.
Lansbury, he was hated by the Toon fans.
Cormac's a right bitch sometimes.
It is. I mean, I'll never forget when Andy Cowell left. I think when he came back to St. James Park Liverpool, I think he got booked within the first few minutes of diving.
Oh yes, he did.
Must be horrible if you're like a former Toon player and you were like worshipped by the fans, and then you're playing for like another club and you've got to like go back into that stadium which you made your name in. That must be hard. It must be hard, especially for Andy Cowell. It must have been difficult.
Mm.
That's like me, like playing for Newcastle, scoring about 50 goals for the club, signing for like Manchester City or Chelsea, then going back to St James's Park for Man City or Chelsea, and then maybe trying to get a goal at the Gallagher. It must be, and you're not even in a Newcastle shirt. That must be difficult. Like, doesn't matter like how much you're getting paid.
And I mean, I must think of. I mean, God knows, I bet the Arsenal fans got hated out of Bayo for minutes celebration.
By the way, talking about not giving a crap. If your name's called Adi Bayo and you just go over to the Arsenal fans and just celebrate like that, what's the matter for Manchester City? Talk about not giving a crap. Oh, that was funny.
I think the biggest controversial one of all time has got to be Luis Figo when he went to Real Madrid from Barca, and then when he went back to the Nou Camp. Oh,
See, you say that. I don't think there's any more loyalty. There's no more loyalty in football.
It's all about the money these days.
Do you know what it is? How many Mackhams have we got? How many Mackhams have gone from Mackham land to bloody us? You know what I mean, there's no loyalty now. It's where the money's at.
Who else we've had?
Who?
Colback. Who else have we had?
I'll tell you what. Who else signed for Newcastle? Who used to play for Sunderland? He's a Newcastle legend, actually.
Shea Given.
Shea Given.
Oh, he did. He went on loan. Yeah, he went on loan. See, that's what I mean. That's what's happening. It goes between both clubs. Like, I just don't think there's the same. I wouldn't say the same passion from players anymore. Like, you go where the money is. Like, if they're going to offer you regular football, then nowadays you just take it.
And Michael Chopper, he was the local lad in Newcastle. And he went up to Sunderland.
Have you watched his interviews on the Steve Raff's YouTube channel?
I haven't actually, no.
They're very go and give him a watch. They're very interesting. He's got like Lee Clark on. He's got I'm sort of like plugging his own channel on someone else's channel. Sorry, Peter.
Lee Clark, he had a spell as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Lee Clark's on his channel. He talks to him for a good couple of hours. It's really good.
Jonathan said, I can see why it's taken a while. The pandemic and Project Restart have exhausted most of the Premier League's resources, adding to the issue with the TV piracy, which will be illegal.
Don't know what I believe. I didn't know what to believe, man. Like that was the same old every week. Like, oh, we'll find out next week. We'll find out next week. We'll definitely find out by the end of next week. Or actually, just to let you know, it'll be in the next 3 weeks. You get a 3 weeks time, and it's like actually, it might be happening next month. It's like, for goodness sake.
I think the only thing to look on is Sky and BBC, BT Sport. That's the only way better to know what's happening, really.
They'll buy the TV rights, so they'll get to buy Newcastle United. But they've already been, if it's alleged, I'll say it's alleged. If they've been sort of found out that they have been, I'm just saying it's alleged because we don't know if it's true, then they already know they've been caught, in a sense. That's going to make it even worse to drive by rights, because at the end of the day, if it is alleged that they have done it, then they shouldn't have been doing it, and they've been caught red-handed. It doesn't matter how much money they've got.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it, but I don't know. I mean, I want it to go through. Of course I do, but now I'm just at the point where I'm like, just wait and see what happens. I don't like to report anymore. I'm getting really bored of it.
In a way, that's all football's about. Nearly all about these days, money.
It is. Even like a club now. I reckon there'll be a current championship club right now, or a current mid-table club. That'll be the next big thing. There will be 5 years time. There'll be the next big thing.
And you see, like, transfers going for ridiculous amounts of money.
Now the thing is, I can't even predict the club, but I reckon there will be a club right now who have got like average money, and they'll be the next big. How you notice how back in the day they used to be the Premier League's top 4, now it's the top 6. Now it's not even the top 6 anymore because you've got Leicester and Wolves like entering the fray. I wouldn't say Sheffield United just yet, but Wolves and Leicester, well, especially Leicester, I would say top 8. Leicester have earned that right, or top 7, they've earned that right.
I definitely, of course, they did win the Premier League in 2016 as well. But the way they've played this season as well, the squad they've got, and can't deny Brendan Rodgers, he's a great manager.
Thing is, we talk about money. That's why now there's no such thing as a top 4 or a top 6, because every club in the Premier League can spend so much money. Even if you go down to the Championship, you've got parachute payments. Yeah. Even how you notice now, even the clubs that get promoted from the Championship, there's so much money for them to spend. Once they get promoted, they can still.
Yeah, well, it looks like I'm about to have another person joining the live stream. It looks like Mr. Dean Zaman's ready to join the stream now.
Well, I'm out of phone. Try 4.
Oh, yeah, I could try it.
Try it. Try. If it gets a bit too echoey, just let us know. But just try a 4, and if it doesn't work, then I'll leave.
It wasn't bad last time, but yeah, why not? We'll try a 4 again, like from that time.
So Peter, where's your mate?
Mate.
They're the one that was on last week. Towards the end.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll get Dean in now, so let's get him in then. All right.
Hey, lads. Hey, lads.
How's it going?
Are you okay? Yeah. All well?
Yeah. Thanks, bro. So, Dean, how are you? What do you think of the Premier League coming back in June?
It's good coming back, even though it's given us time because it's been like 3 months now. It's been away from football and all that sort of thing, and it's been long and it's been frustrating for us because we've been dying to get back, watch football again, and enjoy the times. But it's going to be a bit weird not having the fans not in the game. It's going to be weird at first, but I think by the time, because we see the Bundesliga is starting to getting used to it for now, but it's just going to be a bit weird. And plus, with the situation at the moment, the pandemic, all in all, it's just really, I am looking forward to it. Definitely, don't get me wrong, I look forward to it. And plus, it's just a shame, really, that the fans are not going to be able to see the game, even though if the pandemic's still going on, with deaths still a bit rising left, right, and centre, and the lockdown's going to try to ease a bit. But at the moment, I think it's just a bit too soon at the moment with the situation. And the Premier League coming back, that's going to give a boost for people to look forward to, even though they have been missing for much 3 months. It's as long as the players and the staff are safe, then that's good. But at the moment, the testing's done really well. Like the last one that was like no great news and all that. I'm very happy. And the wise, like the first 2 games, like Man City and Arsenal and Aston Villa and Sheffield United, because that's the start or game in hand. So we got that out of the way, and then they're going to start with the full fixtures. So they haven't announced yet where the players are going to be played at, but the important saying that there's going to be a few in neutral ground, there's going to be a few might be play at home, and a few that let's say there's been reports about that. So it's just really we just hear by ear at the moment. It's just reports saying that a bit too soon. Some say it'll be a bit. I don't know. It's just one of those things that just happens.
Yeah, that is the thing. It's gonna feel different not having fans there, but at least the people who are broadcasting it, whoever, to like the Sky or whoever, at least they're giving something fans in return to watch it.
Even BBC are going to be broadcasting Premier League games as well, which
yes, that's right.
So I think that's a good thing from BBC.
Yeah, it gives someone a return.
And of course, we'll still get to watch the games no matter what, really.
Yeah. Just have a come from Archer. Neil said he'll come on in 20 minutes time.
No problem. I'll leave once he wants to join. No problem.
So I'll say the next person in Archer when he's ready. But yeah, yeah, you were saying, Dean?
Yeah. That's and
hold on, I think he's a bit laggy. Dean, I think you've got a bit laggy.
Yesterday.
Dean, I think you've got a bit laggy. Do you mind if I?
Yeah, like yesterday. Okay. Was saying, looking at.
He's a bit all over the place, isn't he?
At the moment.
Dean, what I'll do is I'll put you back off, and then you can come back in.
Is it a bit laggy?
It is, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll remove you, but you can always come back in, all right? See if it improves, okay? No problem. Okay, so hopefully we'll get him back in when it's right again.
I think
Andrew,
the football they've got to get the football back though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Andrew, UFC, the company needs to be on BT Sport. I've watched a few Bundesliga games in BT and they are brilliant. That'd be nice.
I don't know. Like I think I'll say it again with the Premier League. I love the Premier League, but I only like it when there's like fans and when you can get excited. I mean, don't get us wrong. I want to see my club, like I want to see Newcastle United play. So that's why I'm excited for the Premier League to come back. But am I really going to be motivated to watch the Merseyside derby when there's no fans there? It's going to feel like a training session. It really is.
Well, I think we'll get Dean back in. Hopefully he'll improve. So here he's back again. You there, Dean? Oh. Is he there?
He's in the dark side.
Oh, it's a bit dark. Hold on, we'll try it again. We'll take him off and then I'll try it again. Oh, you there now, Dean?
It was from the darkness into the light. Brilliant.
He's still lagging behind.
I think you might have to remove him.
All right.
Try it again. All right, UFC back. Hello, everyone. Hello again, Jay.
Tell you what, mind we were talking about Leicester before. You know, when they were in the Champions League, I thought they were really good. I thought they were very competitive. Remember they were playing at Atletico Madrid and they nearly got into the semis.
Yeah.
Good side.
Try Dean again. See where he is. Any better?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
so you say it again, Dean? Yeah. Don't know.
Remember that nightmare before Christmas?
I think it's still good. What I think Dean you might have to do is restart your thingy.
Restart your router.
Or I come out for, so we'll try it again.
Restart your router because your router might be behind.
So I'll do that. Sorry, Dean. We'll try it again. I think you'll have to restart your devices, Dean. See if it works a bit better. Yeah. So yeah, you were saying again? What? Who was speaking last again? I can't remember.
Oh, it was me. Go on. Sorry, Dan. Go on.
So talking about Leicester in the Champions League.
I just think, you know, when Leicester were in the Champions League, I thought when they made their debut, they're a bit like Newcastle when we had that Europa League, and we knew that we had to sort of give it a go because we're not going to be back in it ever again. Well, we haven't been back in since. They made the most of it, like, you know what I mean? They made the most of it, and they actually nearly, I wasn't say they were going to win it, but they could have. Imagine if they won the Premier League, then they won the Champions League the year after. That would be fucking mad scenes.
Yeah.
Just imagine the scenes that you're a club from like, you're 5,000 to want to be relegated. You then defy the odds and win the Premier League, and you win the Champions League the year after. Like, what the heck's going on? This is not career mode, you know, FIFA. This is definitely not career mode. This is real life.
They had a pretty decent group as well.
Liam talks football. Hello, lads. How you doing? Are you good? Thanks, mate. And yourself?
Very well.
Oh, look who else is here. Evening, boys. I agree with Andrew about the Bundesliga. You feel at first it's a reserve game atmosphere, but you start to forget about it. 14 games later, I'm loving it. Roll on the Premier League. I absolutely. Definitely.
I don't know. Like, I haven't had the same love for the Bundesliga. I prefer the Premier League. I do enjoy like other. I like the Bundesliga if there's an atmosphere, but there's no atmosphere. I just don't. It feels like a training session.
Yeah. The difference between us and Leicester is they've got ambition. We don't.
That's true, actually. With the squad they've got as well, and with Brendan Rodgers, you know, and the players he's brought in and the players he's developed as well. I mean,
I'm a big fan of Brendan Rodgers.
I like Brendan Rodgers. He's done it. Well, we'll try Dean again, but if it lags, we'll have to tell him to restart everything. So there. So is he there? I think it's still connection on his side, Dean.
The thing is, with like behind closed doors, I mean, I'll accept it. Obviously, I have to accept it, but ideally, you want the atmosphere back. Like, you want the fans to be able to go and watch the game. The Premier League, like, don't get us wrong. Yeah, you'll be excited for maybe a couple of matches, but ideally, I'm only excited for the football to come back behind closed doors is because it's watching Newcastle, seeing the lads in action. I'm not going to be, you know, excited to watch Burnley versus Crystal Palace behind closed doors. You know, I'm not going to be like rushing to get me beers and that to go and watch that.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, I'd rather play FIFA otherwise. I get more excited by that.
Liam and USA, I wanted Brendan Rodgers when he was at Celtic.
That's what I was about to say. I wanted Brendan Rodgers before, because they'll have that debate with Rafa. Like, is he going to stay? Is he going to leave? Is he going to stay? Is he going to leave? And then he left.
Sure
He'd already had that job at Leicester. He was building things.
Sure, Rodgers was.
But he wouldn't have come to us anyway, probably because
What were we saying there? What were we saying there, Dan?
Wasn't Brendan Rodgers linked with us anyway when Rafa's contract was running out, and then we had loads.
Yeah,
of
that's why I spoke about him. I think he was I think he obviously Celtic. It must be difficult to win things there. I mean, I could win something at Celtic. No disrespect to the Scottish League, but with their squad, it can't be difficult unless you're Steve McLaren and you somehow get Celtic to finish 10th or something, nearly relegated.
Did you think of the SPL finishing, deciding to call and not continue with their season?
You asking me that?
Yeah, obvious.
Being a big fan of Rangers, I was a bit disappointed, but then at the same time, I could understand because Celtic was so far ahead. I mean, at one point when they beat Celtic at Celtic Park, I generally thought they could go on and win the league. But obviously, since that win, they really derailed that season. They weren't the same. And Celtic had learned that game. Celtic actually learned that. I thought, you know what, we'll start winning. We'll start getting back on track. And Celtic had got the experience, unfortunately. But I don't think Rangers were going to catch them. Sorry, Dan.
I have to say as well, I do like Steven Gerrard as a manager. I think he has done a pretty good job.
Of course.
I think he will bring success to Rangers in the future.
I think he'll win it next season. I think he'll deny them that 10th. I really do. I think there's added pressure on Celtic to win the 10th.
Towards the landmark one that clubs will have pressure on. So
I think Rangers may have a big say in that next season. I think they'll definitely, after what's happened with this decision, they'll definitely want to prove everyone wrong that they can go out and do it.
I think one thing with Gerrard as well, he'll definitely look at a lot of young English players, in particular at Liverpool.
Only problem I've got with Rangers, lose Morelos. I think there could be big trouble because he's one of their most creative players.
Yeah, could do. No, they've still got Defoe there, haven't they?
He's getting on a bit now, though, isn't he? He's not really the same player as what he was. He's a lot more on the bench.
I think he could still be a good finisher, Jermaine Defoe. He's always been a good finisher for me.
He's one of them who you'd probably bring on in maybe the last 20 minutes. See what you can do.
I know when you reach your mid-30s and then go towards your 40s, you're not the same player you were, but you've still got the skill, you've got the experience, and when you're a striker, you'll no doubt you have the finishing abilities as well. I mean, even Shearer at 35, when he was coming to his last year, he could still finish the ball. Ronaldo,
I think with the standard of the SPL as well, I think there's a lot of defences in there that make a lot of mistakes. So Jermaine Defoe, he's got the experience. He'll poach on like mistakes. You'll look on those mistakes and maybe get a couple of goals there for Rangers. Where it's needed. The experience at the end, maybe.
Liam and UFC said Steven Gerrard need to go to the Championship. He might want time, but I think he'll stay at Rangers for a bit longer to try build some.
When Jurgen Klopp's contract is up at Liverpool, he'll go to Liverpool. Just like what Frank Lampard's done at Chelsea.
It's a possibility it could happen one time.
I think Liverpool wants him as a manager.
This is an interesting one. Andrew and UFC, Lampard versus Gerrard. Who's the better manager?
In a minute, Lampard.
Even I would agree, Lampard. He did a good job at Derby. Last year, he's got to play final despite losing.
In the Championship is better than the SPL. Put it that way.
When you have to take into account as well with Chelsea, they've had their transfer ban, and even with Lampard, he knew he had a limited squad. But some of their young players he's developed well. I mean, Tammy Abraham, I think he could definitely go to the England squad next summer for the Euros.
But if you look at the bigger picture though, like when he was with Derby, he got them to the playoff final. Do you know what I mean? Like that's a lottery, really. Like you either win it or you lose it. And at Chelsea, you think with all that, I know that transfer ban, but they're still in the top four. Do you know what I mean? Like he's got them still in the top four, and I didn't expect Chelsea to be anywhere near the top four. Not because of Lampard, just with the squad.
And with the players,
you were saying that, Dan?
But some of the players that he used at Derby, he brought from Chelsea, and then he put them into the Chelsea team. Like Mason Mount.
I agree.
He's had a brilliant season, Mason Mount.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Gerrard, you could. I wouldn't say he's anywhere because it's just the SPL. I just think if he manages in the Championship and maybe brings his own style into the Championship and gets somebody promoted to the Premier League, then I don't know. I think he needs to maybe move back in England. But that's nothing on the SPL. Rangers are a big club. Don't get us wrong. But
yeah,
you know what I mean. His thing is, he's been at Rangers for 2 years and he still hasn't won the league yet, which is a bit of a.
I think that's what he wants to do before he comes over to England and then takes a Championship and try and get them promoted. Or even if he does go to Liverpool in the future, he'll want to do what Klopp's done, and of course the likes of Rafa Benitez, Gerard Houllier, get Champions League places, even in his first season. Because I think Lampard will do that with Chelsea. They'll finish in a Champions League place.
Yeah.
Question to you guys: would you both take Steven Gerrard as Newcastle manager one day?
Maybe one time, actually.
One thing you got to think about, he's English. He hasn't
Of course.
he hasn't strong with time.
Of course.
He hasn't strong with time for football. So, you know, he knows young players that can develop. I mean, look at the youngsters that Liverpool have got. They've played.
He's passionate though, isn't he? He's from Liverpool, like a working class, like Newcastle, working class area. He understands like fans' passion.
Yeah, I mean, like with Liverpool, he was by far their best ever player, so he knows their passion. When he was England captain as well, I mean, he had a terrible time in England in the World Cup, but still he was that kind of leader. So if he could be a great captain, he could be a great manager. You know?
So are you saying if Jurgen Klopp leaves Liverpool, he's going to go to like a Real Madrid, possibly?
Who, Gerrard?
No, Jurgen Klopp. If Jurgen Klopp left.
Well, I think Klopp's going to see out his contract because I know. Well, then again, loads of big clubs will want him really because I like Klopp as a manager. He's so passionate and his attitude on the field as well. But then again, would he go back to Germany? You know, he did well. Borussia Dortmund got to the Champions League final. I'm sure he won the Bundesliga with Dortmund 1 year as well. So that's the thing really with Jurgen Klopp. But I don't know what's going to happen with him. I really don't know.
I was looking at Liam's comment said Lampard he's done in a much better league. So yeah, Andrew anyway say I reckon Lampard has been quality first for Derby now at Chelsea. Yes.
What happened to Dean?
Yeah, I don't know what's happened. Liam anyway say if Derby won that playoff final, I think Lampard would still be there. Well, I think he would have turned down Chelsea as well, who he's been playing with for a lot of years.
Nah, but you know what? That would have been a big decision to make though, because like Derby are a decent club, would have probably had the funds to do well in the Premier League. If he got Derby promoted, I was hoping that he did get them promoted, by the way, because me and Villa don't quite get on. Between Chelsea and Derby though, that would have been tough.
Yeah.
And plus, didn't Derby beat Chelsea last season in a cup? I'm sure they did.
I can't remember.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure Derby beat Chelsea in a cup last season.
It might be in the FA Cup.
I'm gonna have a look.
Yeah, Liam, and you say I won't take Gerrard yet. He's new to the management game and he's in a League One standard league.
No. What I was saying was maybe a bit further down the line.
Yeah,
that's what
he might come up live. Just
why like managers can change in like 2-3 years. You can have a different opinion on them. Even like managers like Sean Dyche who don't play the best football, you might have a different opinion on them managers in 2-3 years' time. They might be, in a better position.
I like Sean Dyche as a manager.
He's just an example like Eddie Howe. Oh, we don't want him because he manages Bournemouth, but you might have a different perception on him in the next 2-3 years.
Oh, yes, an interesting one. Do you think Joey Barton coming in as the top manager? He's got the attributes to be.
Yes. Why can't Joey Barton not rise to the top? Why not? I mean, the only thing with Joey Barton is he needs to keep himself out of the media trouble. If he could do that, he's got what it takes to achieve. But whether he goes into the Championship from Fleetwood or if he takes Fleetwood to the Championship, that is possible. They've got a budget, so watch the space.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to correct myself here. Derby did play Chelsea in the EFL Cup, but they lost. It was actually Man U they beat on penalties with Lampard as manager. That
would have been very embarrassing for Man United.
Yeah, so they lost to penalties to Derby County, and so that's what happens. Then they went to Chelsea, but Chelsea beat them. So that's where I got it.
I never know in the Derby in the Championship. I never know where to put them in the Championship because they have one season where you expect them to maybe get promoted like automatics and then either playoffs, and they just don't do it. That's just like I don't understand. Like they can have such a good season, but then when it comes to the playoffs, they bottle it.
Yeah.
They do have
Leave USA. I prefer Eddie Howe and Sean Dyche and Steve Bruce. I like Eddie Howe as a manager.
I like both. Both.
He was Eddie Howe. I'm sure was linked with Man United as well. I think it was when Jose got sacked.
The thing is, people don't rate them because they're managing these smaller clubs. But listen, you got to look at the bigger picture. What Sean Dyche and what Eddie Howe's done with those two clubs, they've stabilised them.
I mean, Bournemouth have had a good few solid seasons. I think, unfortunately, they do think they might go down this season. Bournemouth, but
I don't know. I've got full faith in Eddie Howe that he'll keep up. Don't know why.
D just said, sorry lads, had a few sign problems. I try to come back on next time. Yeah, no problem, bro.
No problem, dude.
Yeah, you were saying again, Dan?
Just talking about how good Eddie Howe is. Even if Bournemouth go down, I don't think he'll get sacked.
Nah, the manager's like the owner, I think, or the joint owner. He's from Bournemouth, once Russian, but they believe like he took them from like League Two all the way to the Premier League. So why can't they have stability?
Which brings on to this next comment from Liam. He took Bournemouth from League Two to the Premier League, says it all.
Yeah, like Bournemouth, they're not a big Bournemouth. No, they're not a big club, right? They're punching above their weight every season, and it's all to do with Eddie Howe and the togetherness that he's got with the squad. And that's something that I was talking about before with Steve Bruce. We can't keep chopping and changing managers. We need that togetherness with Steve Bruce in the squad. Yes, the football isn't fantastic, but the players seem to be playing for Steve Bruce.
Yep.
I mean, another club who've got so many managers over the last 10, 15 years is Chelsea as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's every 6 months you see it. Like there's a manager leaving the job, and then another one comes in, and then 6 months down the line they've lost their job. And it's just like, will it ever stop? In football, we need some sort of consistency where managers can have a chance to build for the season. What's the point giving managers 5-year contracts if they're going to be sacked like 2 years into it? What's the point?
Look what happened with us with Pardew, 8 years, and how long did he last?
4.
Not long. No, but that's the thing. I think managers should have a 2-year contract, and then if they're doing well, it's up to the club if they want to keep one. 2 years is about right. It's the same with players. Give them a 2-year contract. It just means you're not paying them for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and you can't get rid of them because of crap. But like a Joe Linton situation.
Liam, you're saying Bournemouth nearly went in administration. Yes, I remember they did. As you mentioned,
go on.
As you mentioned, Bill and Shoggy and Mike Ashley, we haven't built anything.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's not about it's the squad that we've got at the minute, right? They've developed that relationship with Steve Bruce, right? We had Rafa for 3 years. It didn't, unfortunately, he had to walk because of what happened. But now we've got Steve Bruce for 3 years. If we don't get a takeover, the players anyway before this pandemic, they built something with Steve Bruce. Why change it? Why change the mood? You know what I mean? He's changed the formation. You see in training now, they're all eager to play well in training to get that starting spot. Now, that's what Steve Bruce and their team have set out. They've set standards, and why do we want to let those standards drop?
Exactly.
You got to build some. If we don't build right, if we keep getting rid of managers, we're going to get relegated, and that's not what I want. We need some sort of stability. Even if we're staying mid-table, it's not what I want, but I'd take mid-table over relegation. I don't want another season in the Championship.
No, do I.
Sorry,
because I think. I was going to say as well. Next time we get the Championship, I don't see us come back up straight away. I think we'll probably go.
That's what I'm saying. It's ever so more competitive. We've done well to do it twice. They say third time lucky, but we don't want to be putting ourselves in this situation. Each and every season, we need to find stability.
Considering 2 years.
Well, this is an interesting one. I thought we had a chance to build when we had Rafa, but Ashley forced him out. Spot on.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I understand that part, and we should have done. But with Bruce, we've still got to give him that chance. Unfortunately, even if we don't get a takeover, it's not his fault, and it's not the player's fault. Yes, it's not the most attractive of football, but the thing is, beggars can't be choosers. Getting managers these days to have full commitment, even have a localized manager, it's not easy.
Even if we start Bruce, we would get someone like Pulis. Oh God, I hope not.
I don't think we'll attract Pulis. I think Newcastle is an attractive club, and you realise under Mike Ashley, you've had Rafa. It's still an attractive club, isn't it? I mean, we are an attractive club, full stop. But we don't know what the regime will go for.
And no next question. Look, he'll be ready to join. Next,
if you're going to get after it.
He's still watching. Well, you know what I'll be doing.
Newcastle may not be the best club, but they're a big club in Europe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Steve Bruce, you know what it is. Now, I felt really bad for maybe criticising him when he first got the job, but I've got to look at the bigger picture under Mike Ashley. He doesn't spend a lot of money on the club, and that's what I'll come to terms with. I think with Steve Bruce, anybody who's a local manager from the area would bite at the bit to want to go manage your local club. It doesn't matter how much money you're given, and you work under those standards. Steve Bruce would have wanted that in his career. He knows now he couldn't have turned the club down.
Leaving UFC, if we go down again, we could be down there for years like Birmingham, says Daniel. But
maybe 3 years on average, maybe 2 years, couple of years. But I think we'd definitely find our route back up because they'd be big them up.
Top Mike 00 said spot on Sharks. Well, he's ready. We'll just quickly read this last comment before we'll get you know who in Liam and UFC. Rafa was a fluke. No other big name would win under Mike Ashley.
No, I don't think Rafa was a fluke. Rafa come in because he believed Newcastle were a big club. He believed that Ashley was going to give him some money. He wanted to try and get Newcastle to the top. He realised we had a couple of years in the Premier League. Last season, he asked for some money to try and get to top 7. It didn't work out. And he said, you know what, screw it, it's done. I love the fans, I love the club, but I can take 10th and 13th as far as I can take Newcastle. That's it, it's done. My hands are washed.
And of course,
I think he's ready, so let's get you know who in.
Hello. You all right?
Hello.
You all right, Sharky? You all right, Don?
Harvey's.
All right.
I'm good, Archer. I'm good.
Cool.
So, Archer, are you looking forward to the Premier League coming back? Have you had a shave by any chance?
I actually had it today.
Who
What,
done
you
that
use
with
like,
your big
razors?
chair again?
My friend done it.
All right.
You trusted people to do your shaving? Wow. Wow.
Oh. Yeah, you were saying, Archie, you're looking forward to the Premier League returning?
To be fair, I'm actually looking forward for the Premier League coming back. Actually, it's been months. It's been months waiting for the Premier League to come back. With all this pandemic going on, and obviously we're going. I had a feeling this would happen, but obviously it's going to be playing behind closed doors. But then obviously there's nine games, and I saw on Facebook something about that they got to play the FA Cup on the 27th of June. I don't know if that's confirmed or anything or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's really, yeah.
but obviously it's great that the Premier League's coming back, and I think all the Newcastle fans is pretty much looking forward to it as well as I am.
I'll say for my home, I'm actually just looking forward to watching Newcastle more, just to get the season, like the fixtures done, and then we can actually look forward to proper football when the fans can actually come back and see it.
Yeah. But then obviously, like the thing is, like we don't even know what they're gonna do with the transfer window, because obviously now that everything what's going on, the transfer window is actually supposed to actually open up in June, but obviously we don't know how. I don't know how they're gonna work it out.
I think I've heard it's going to be August. I think you've got a month. That's it. Because the season's meant to be finished in July. The FA Cup finals on the 1st of August. I think that is actually the official. That week after August, that week after the final is going to be the transfer. If you've got some funds, don't take me full words for it, but I think we've only got a month. But the thing is, what clubs are going to actually be able to spend money? No one's going to have the money.
I know.
You said under Mike Ashley, we are no different to Sunderland and Wigan, a team that aims for 70th. Anything above both is a performance. Exactly why I don't celebrate Premier League survival.
Difference is though that when the Premier League and Wigan and Sunderland are both in the Championship, in League One respectively.
Yeah.
The only time I ever was pleased about Premier League survival was probably when Gutierrez got his that latest winner with West Ham, because it was him, considering what he'd gone through as well.
I just think the Premier League's ever so more competitive now. I mean, you just don't know who's going to finish where. I mean, there's no such thing now as a top four. You could say a top six. I was saying to you before. I think there's so much money in the game now. That club, you buy a couple of players, they could just like boost you up maybe 5 or 6 places. They happened with Leicester. It boosted them up like 19 places in winning the league. So.
Liam says, I just want the season to finish and hope for takeover. If a takeover doesn't happen, I fear a third relegation, especially under Bruce. It could happen, but I don't think it'll happen straight away. But
I think maybe not straight away, but it will happen unless things change.
Yeah.
The thing is, you got to remember as well, though, it all depends on your owner and obviously your board, who they spend on, who they get rid of.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I mean, considering there's so many informed players that you can guess, and clubs will come in with bigger prices, big wage offers,
So I don't know if you think like me, but like we've got Almiron and Alan St. Maximin at the minute, and they do score goals and we do get excited. But I do like to try and get excited, but I don't get too excited because I know what Mike Ashley's like. He'll sell him. I'm sorry, but that's what happens.
Saint-Maximin, we've got him for about 20 million. If he plays so well, maybe next season or season after, Man United come and bid 50 million if they need a winger.
I want them. Do you know what? I want them to become Newcastle legends and win things, and they're not going to win things because the minute they have a good season, they're just sold on. That's the problem. He's all about the pound signs, which makes sense. He's a businessman, but like in football, in terms of the last time I checked, if you're an owner, you want the best for your club as well. You want to win things.
I know. I mean, Andy Carroll, Timothy Carroll.
You want to see the club like progress to the best it can do, not like just accept what's there. But if you know what, if it means we're in the Premier League and I'll take Premier League football every season. That the club in the real world would need to be in the Premier League. It's as much as mid-table's boring. We need Premier League football because the North East needs it. The economy needs it.
Yeah.
Lehman says, does anybody think this takeover will happen? I think it won't. I'm the same as you, Shocky. I'd give it to the end of the month. So again,
pretty much at the minute, I've just said, just wait and see what happens. But I'm at the minute, I'm losing faith. I've pretty much washed my hands of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is though? If it takes a few more weeks, I'm not really going to talk about it that much because listen. There's bigger things we could be talking about than a takeover.
We're going to be looking forward to bring our regular content back, our previews and all that.
Yeah.
What we said, Dan?
What did I say? Oh, I forgot now. Thanks.
See if it comes back.
About the takeover, but I can't remember. Go on, Archer.
I'm saying I don't think it'll probably happen, but I'll just give it until the end of the month because it's been dragging on for like months now.
When I said the end of the month, I said by the end of May. It's now past the end of May. We're now in June.
Oh yes, May. Right, so.
No, I'm saying the official date was the 1st of June, and what's happening? Oh yeah, nothing's happened.
So you said I'm sick and hear of it. Don't blame me, pal. Don't blame me.
Honestly, it's just you just think about it. Like, I just want to see the football back now with Newcastle. I just want to see we kick that ball.
Even with no fans, it's still watching football. I mean, we can watch it on television, BBC.
Don't get me wrong. I will try and watch some of the Premier League matches, like the so-called appealing ones. But I'm just more excited to see Newcastle play me. I just want to see the lads back on them pitches.
Lehman USA, if the takeover doesn't happen, I wonder how empty St James's Park will be next season if fans come back. That's an interesting one. But now I've realised it's back in the team now. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm doing next season when I'm going back. I boycotted for the reason I wasn't happy with what happened with Rafa and why he walked. I already gave a time scale of a season, and I didn't want to give him £600. And yes, the football hasn't been fantastic, but I support Newcastle United because I want to get back in the team and I want to see the club do well. I know the owner is the big problem, but football is an unpredictable sport. The Premier League's unpredictable. Newcastle could have a freak season like they did on the Pardew, 5th. It's happened. Top games, YT says. He says Miggy or ASM. Who's your favourite out of them two? Oh,
that's a difficult one.
Without doubt for me, Saint-Maximin.
I'm gonna go for Saint-Maximin.
I
just love.
You say the most improved player though was Almiron. Like you looked at what everyone was like saying, "Oh, you're not good enough. You're not good enough." But look at what he's done this season. Look, you know what I mean? Look at how much progression he's made. Like he scored that goal against Crystal Palace, and then he scored was it against Wolves. I mean, he's really improved. For me, he's been outstanding.
2 against West Brom in the FA Cup as well.
Do you know what? Obviously, I like ASM. I mean, you could say I'm going to say Almiron just for his progression.
Liam on us. He's going for ASM as well.
I like Almiron just to the fact like he's come from the MLS, but he's proved everybody wrong. You know, he scored that goal at the Gallagher. I mean, if you're going to score your first goal, you score at the Gallagher, don't you?
That's true.
But I absolutely love Alan Saint-Maximin. I think he's absolutely brilliant. But you know, for someone who wears his heart on his sleeve, you could say ASM. You could say ASM for like Twitter and stuff. But in terms of like the club in general, how he plays, I'd say Almiron. He loves the fan base. He loves the culture of Newcastle. Don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's a difficult one because I love them both. I think they're both good players. It is difficult, but
I'd say Saint-Maximin's definitely got a lot more pace and shooting.
Oh, he has.
I remember with West Brom, I think just a couple of minutes before Almiron scored, Saint-Maximin smacked against the crossbar. And of course, that brilliant goal he scored against Oxford as well. In the FA
Oh
Cup.
well, we're doing our best to try and go out, didn't we? Though going 3-0, then it was 3-2, then it was nearly 3-3. We're nearly doing our best to cause another upset.
It's like what happened with you two when you went to West Ham. It was exactly the same situation.
That's what I'm saying. We nearly did. We're doing our best to try and get the bloody extra time.
And pretty much with Oxford as well, 2-0 up, 10 minutes ago, and we can scuff it. And then
Oh, Oxford! Don't get me started with Oxford. Oh, God.
I thought the FA Cup curse is coming back. If we're not going to get past the fourth round, we're going to get dumped off by Oxford.
Oh, this one as well. Rochdale. Oh my God, Rochdale, man, Rochdale.
Rochdale.
That was Rochdale away first, wasn't it?
The away game at Rochdale, which would dominate Rochdale.
It's tough games. You were saying, Dan? Before I read this comment out.
It was Amron who actually scored at Rochdale as well. Again, we're talking about Amron.
Yeah. Did you see Cher's tackle on Hayden the other day? Great tackle. No, I've not seen it. I'm guessing that's probably in trade, but no, I've not seen that actually.
You seen any?
Yeah, I did.
Have you seen any streams or pictures from training at all at the training ground?
No.
I've seen a few, and to be fair, they have been quite committed.
I've never been to the training ground actually.
Do it. It's good. I enjoy going to the training ground. I think it's. I don't go often, but it is a good opportunity.
Even UFC, if it was West Brom's strongest team, it would have been a different game. We got away with it. Oxford. I thought West Brom still put a strong team out.
Yeah, I thought West Brom's side was pretty. I think it was still a good side, good enough to try and get something.
Well, they had Charlie Austin, didn't they?
One thing from the West Brom game, we dominated the first half. We should have had maybe 4 or 5.
We wasted so many chances, gilt-edged opportunities.
First half, West Brom, we were dominant, and then second half, we just cut back a bit after we got the third goal thing in. Yeah,
when we took Miggy and Alan and St. Maximum off, we started to slacken off.
I think, yeah, go on.
I was going to say, I guess considering there are 2 main players, I think along with Shelby, we need them for Premier League football as well.
I think once we lose our big hitters in a match, we just crumble. I've noticed that.
Oh yeah, we do. Absolutely.
And Dubravka, he keeps us in so many games, man. No wonder he's kept the most saves this season.
Top of games, YT. When the season starts again, where will we finish? Do you think? Oh, it's a good question.
I said 17th. I said 17th at the start of the season. We're now 13th. I reckon we'll finish about 12th. I think we'll move up a place. I say 12.
I'm going to say 11th.
Yeah.
Thing is, I don't think it doesn't matter where we finish. I think we're going to stay up. I mean, we're not really going to. We might get top 10, but I don't think I think we're too much of a gap. I think top 10.
Yeah, Jonathan Young. It's crazy, but we drew 3 or 4 games against League 2 opposition in 90 minutes. I know.
Considering with some of the games we've got left to play, I think 3 or 4 of them are clubs below us on the table, so we have a chance to get points. So maybe.
I think games behind closed doors, I think they're so unpredictable though, because people say, "Oh, you're at home, you got an advantage." I don't think you have, because that's been the case in the Bundesliga. Like a lot of the away sides have been winning. I don't know. I think all games are going to be so unpredictable without the fans. It doesn't matter where you play. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's going to be unpredictable.
I mean,
Lehman UFC will finish in a similar position to last season. No progression at all, but give Bruce credit for he's done a lot. Things good lately.
I am for the person who criticised him when he first got the job. I'm sat here right now giving him credit. No, like thing is, I'm giving him credit now where it's due. Like he changed the formation in February because I was losing my patience with him. Like I had done since Leicester. He changed that formation, and we're actually now a little bit more expressive. People will say, "Well, actually, it's we're better players that are getting them out of the darkness of these poor results." But at the end of the day, he's still got to put that side out, and they've still got to produce. They're still paid footballers, and we're nothing special in terms of the squad, but we are probably better than relegation. That's why I said 17th. We are better. We've just got enough in the squad, and at the minute we're 13th and we're clear of the relegation. So he deserves credit for that.
Yeah.
For me. It's his management.
I haven't got a clue where we'll finish. And hopefully we can go to next games next season. Hopefully we can.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
I want to get back to that stadium.
Without Dubravka, we would be in the bottom 3. He's pulled off so many saves.
That's the thing, because we make so many mistakes. Like, I mean, but back 5 is brilliant, but it's the midfield we get like overrun at times.
Liam and UFC said we'll finish the season with 45 points. That's a possibility. It could happen.
I'll take anything as long as we're still.
Top of the games, YT will finish 10th or 11th again. It's a possibility.
I would say as well, if we didn't have Dubravka, not only would we not be in the bottom 3, would be bottom, and I think we'll probably go to be relegated because we can't score goals and our defenders are doing all the goal scoring.
Yes.
Going up front to score goals, that leaves our defence wide open. So if it wasn't for Dubravka, God knows where we'd be now.
Agree to disagree. I'm just saying Dubravka for me is a top 6 goalkeeper. Like if if someone was to come in for the top 6, he would easily fit in as top 6 club.
Top of games, YT. If the takeover does happen, do you think Steve Bruce deserves a chance with the new owners? I think they'll give him to the end of the season.
Bit daft coming from me. I give him 6 months. Give him till January. Like give him the summer to buy some players in. See what happens if it's poor. Like what Man City do with Mark Hughes. You've got to give him a chance.
Exactly. Give Bruce a chance. See who brings in as well. Whether it's permanent signings or whether it's loanies. See what kind of football they play, and then see if his tactics work.
That's what I'm saying. Like Steve Bruce might play more attacking football with better players. It's the same with Rafa. Like Rafa couldn't afford to play attacking football with the current squad we've got because for me, it's not got the quality to get in the goals that we need to get in the top 7.
Jonathan Young, more away wins in German league since the restart than home wins. Definitely.
That's what I'm saying. It's unpredictable.
This is no different to when Bruce was at Hull keeping a team up first season, but relegation will happen again eventually. Yeah, possibly will.
I think you've got to say a lot of people I think criticise his formations as well with Rafa. Because what formations did we play? It was 4-3-1-2 or 4-2-3-1, something like that.
It's just down to squad. It's just down to squad quality though. Like I just think, yeah.
I just want everything to go back to normal. I'm down the takeover now. I know a lot of fans are the same.
The thing is, can I just talk a bit about Steve Bruce and you say Liam's talking about we're getting relegated and stuff like that. I just think at the end of the day, I've said 17th place. I don't want to see my club ever get relegated. I think at the end of the day, now's not a time to be negative. We've always got to stay positive. It doesn't matter who the manager is. Nobody, doesn't matter who you support, wants your club to get relegated.
Liam and USC don't trust Bruce with money spent. Big and Villa did awful. Oh, cabbages.
No, but you got to remember Villa were in the Championship though. They had to spend some sort of money to win. I don't think the players they bought were fantastic, by the way.
Yeah. I would have had Rondon over Julian Easy Street 60 million instead of paying for goals.
Julian, can't stand
Your favourite?
I can't stand him, man. It's like Riviere all over again.
Archer, remember Gisco as well.
I just want to watch my Newcastle again. It's been so dead with no football. Very has true, yeah. But again, it's totally understandable why games had to be off. I know, how can we pay 40 million for Joe Linton, but why didn't we pay 60 for Rondon, better player? Reason was Mike Ashley has a thing of buying older players.
It doesn't matter really. Age is just a number. It's quality that counts. They always say as well, former's temporary, class is permanent, and Rondon is a class player. And look at Messi and Ronaldo, when they're nearly 35 into their 40s, they'll be just the same. They'll still show class.
Yeah, new owners means new manager. There's no way the new owners will put trust in Bruce with investment. They're going to be putting in Rafa or Potter or the viable options. As I said, I would take Rafa back all day long.
But the thing is, on football, stranger things have happened. Owners coming at Man City, they didn't just
Yeah. Oh, well, it looks like I've got Lawrence ready to come in.
I'll say wave goodbye to you all. I'll say good night.
Remember to check out Toonami 2 if you haven't done so. Thanks for coming in, Shoggy.
Yeah, stay safe, guys. I'll continue to watch the stream, okay, in the background.
No, cheers. Okay, we'll get Lawrence in. Here he is.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you looking for the Premier League comeback, Lawrence?
Yeah, I guess something to do. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed watching Amazon Prime and stuff like that, but it's just something new to do around the house.
Yeah. That's the thing. So
I want to try and win money again. That's what I want.
Aye.
Lehman USC. Under Mike Ashley, it's hard to be positive just talking about a long we stay up. It's a small club mentality. That's why we called Sunderland a small club when they was in the Premier League. Thing is, but unfortunately, if we still got Mike Ashley, we're gonna have to get used to this, unfortunately, but
aye.
Leave a change.
Got no other choice ever. If he's still the owner, then he's still the owner.
And the main thing is get behind the team.
Yeah,
and support the lads. That's the main thing. That's what you go and watch mostly.
Especially when it comes to matters on the pitch, we have to get behind the team.
Top of games, YT. You never know. Joe Linton might be good next season. Hopefully.
Oh.
Well, I think if we're going to take over new manager, you might use him better, put him on the wing, which he actually is a winger.
Yeah, Jonathan Young, 100% made. Aye. Oh, this question for you, Lawrence. Oh, Lee says Newcastle Fans TV. You watched the Leeds documentary, Lawrence,
Yeah,
did you?
I liked in particular, I think it was the middle episode where they had the Spygate and also how Dan James's transfer fell through because he was actually seen holding the shirt and then something happened with Swansea, which meant the deal was off. I mean,
Aye.
I think they were chatting he wants to be Leeds when Swansea came down the road. Then he went to Man United.
No.
Aye.
Anybody watched Sunderland Till I Die yet?
Oh, no, yeah. But I'll get round to it.
I watched the first 5 minutes and I fell asleep. It was that shit.
To Derby TV, Sharky, get behind the team. 100% spot on, agree.
Always.
Top Games YT, remember when we beat Chelsea 1-0, Hayden's winner? I left the ground when we scored. I was good not to celebrate in the ground, but happy we beat Chelsea. Oh,
Oh,
Did anybody go to the 4-4 game with Arsenal and left at like half time?
I wasn't at that game.
I didn't go neither, no.
I wasn't.
But I remember seeing it at 4-0 half time and I thought, oh, I'm not watching this.
Because I remember I was playing football tournament at Soccer Dome. I was told 4-0 Arsenal after 10 minutes. Like, you've got to be kidding. And I was. I just kept seeing the scores and 1-4, 2-4, 3-4, and then 4-4. I'm like, what?
How the hell did we do that?
Aye.
And I was saying earlier in the stream as well, we're talking about Everton fans. They left the ground at Goodison Park, 89th minute, 2-0 win. Yeah, I wonder what their reaction was when they saw, what, 2-2? How did that just happen?
Kind of reminds me that I think there was a West Ham fan on Twitter who said, oh, good win when left 2-1 up away to Spurs late on. And then after he left, Spurs scored 2 late goals and won it 3-2.
Aye.
I remember that game, yeah.
Shouty says, to Army, to Sunderland Till I Die. It's an interesting watch. Oh, aye.
Yeah. I'm personally looking for... I'd personally look forward more to the remaining episodes, later episodes.
Jonathan, I can't believe some fans actually consider keeper Bruce if the takeover goes ahead. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we were to get new management if we do get this takeover to happen.
If the takeover did happen, you've got to consider how much money would they give us to spend, though. Like, say, if they give us at least 100 mil, you've got to think, who would Steve Bruce actually spend it on? You know, yeah, he's played with a lot of young players, he's played a lot of championship players. Would you look abroad, you know, think about who could we buy from abroad? You know, Spain, Italy, France and Germany, you know, they're the other 4 big leagues in Europe along with the Premier League. I don't think Newcastle look abroad enough, in my opinion. I think
Sharky, he was at the 4-4 and stayed right at the end. Good man.
Good on you. But I think with Steve Bruce, I'm kind of glad we didn't give him full control on the transfers. Just because, don't get me wrong. If you're not going to give a manager full control, why bring him in? But I'd still rather have signed like the unknown players from abroad rather than what he probably would have signed, which would have been championship level players.
No.
Leave Man UFC. It's because he's English, Jonathan is on about Bruce. So it's an interesting one. If from Tottenham Games White, if we get new owners, I think they should buy Joseph Martinez to reunite with Almiron.
I'd like to say that happened, to be fair.
Yeah, from what I've heard, his goal record was terrible at Ball.
You got to wonder. Lee says,
I think he's had a big injury recently. So, yeah.
Lee says, lads, what do you think of the news Gateshead FC launching a women's team? I heard about that. To be honest, I think I wouldn't mind giving them checking them out.
I'll go and watch. It'd be good if
you can't tell. You can't tell. I'll be checking them out when they won't.
I was going to say
yeah.
Lasses running around the pitch playing football. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see
another team out.
Yeah, I'd love to see the two Gates and Newcastle's women's teams play friendly.
Yeah, I think that could possibly happen. And
Tsunami TV, I would give Steve Bruce 6 months in fairness because he deserves that chance. There's no guarantee of this alleged takeover, so we need to remember Bruce is the current manager. Definitely true.
Yeah.
It's _Royal Friday 1v1 me on FIFA 20 if I'm not doing anything. Could do that. Tottenham Games YT do their celebration together. He's on about Martinez and Almiron.
Because what was I going to say? I think he did that celebration just on his own. I think it was his first go after Almiron left. But I think Almiron also did it in one of our games after that injury that I mentioned.
Did he do one?
I think it might be in the West Brom game.
West Brom?
No, it wasn't Palace because it was shirt off because it was his first goal. I think it was West Brom where he did it.
Did you see what happened with Jadon Sancho when he got his hat trick?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I heard about that.
I think Liverpool done it.
Sancho took his shirt off to say justice for George Floyd, and the referee still booked him.
Absolute idiots, man. Like,
I do think referees do overreact with taking shirts off sometimes. I mean,
I just think it's the.
I know it's the rules, but yeah.
Thing is, Jonathan Young, why 6 months short? That's just a waste of time. The only thing is, Jonathan, what if we don't get this takeover? Who are you going to appoint after that if you want Steve Bruce sacked? That's my only thing. Lehman UFC then wins against the bigger clubs was just pay over the cracks. Take the points away, we would be in the bottom three. But all I'm going to say is you can only beat what is put in front of you. Lads, you job.
But to be fair, there's been obviously terrible defeats as well.
Yeah, I mean, poor Archer, he had to go to the 5-0 to beat the Leicester, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I went to the Leicester. Oh.
I think that ran from Shark. I think Sharky's rants from the day I'll probably watch quite a lot.
It cracked me up. I loved it when he was proper ranting at Steve Bruce.
Lehman, just read that one. He says, guys, would you sign Trevor Williams on a permanent deal? Oh, definitely, yes.
I'll sign him straight up.
I think I think we'll have Williams and Dummett at left back next season. I think we're going to need another left back. You can also play right back because obviously Williams and Dummett injury prone as we've seen, and maybe on the right hand side Yedlin and somebody else to replace Manquillo. Yeah. And I think Kraft will go for get the takeover.
I don't think Kraft's Premier League quality neither. Yeah, I don't think he's had the best when he's come out. I mean, I think he's
he hasn't. Kraft hasn't really had the chance to.
Hasn't played a lot. That's the thing.
He just. I think. I was gonna say. Well, I think he was first choice more after early on, but then even though Manquillo was outperforming him, but then Yedlin came in, outperformed him, and thankfully Steve Bruce brought in Manquillo when Yedlin got injured.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he says Gateshead ladies for Newcastle ladies. That could be a range. I might check that out.
Yeah, I'd prefer it to be at Droid Park just because.
Or anywhere. Tottenham Games YT, West Brom. Yeah.
Aye.
Show you again exactly. Yes, he's on about what I said before. Liam in UFC, we did under McLaren beat the bigger clubs, drop points against the relegation rivals. Thing is with McLaren, we knew it was bad from the start. Judge me after 10 games. Judge me after 12 games.
Aye.
But players who didn't want to be at the football club at the time, like Musa Sissoko, rotten attitudes. There you go.
Aye.
But the McLaren, didn't it take 10 games for us to get our first win as well that season?
It was against the 6-2 against Norwich.
Yeah. And then, of course, we lost against Sunderland a week later.
Aye. I think we were lucky to not beat Stoke, but then we got a very lucky win against Bournemouth when Rob Elliott was just playing like Iker Casillas or Martin Dubravka.
I'm sure, that game against Bournemouth, I think we only had 2 shots all game and Bournemouth had 20.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Because I remember on my old Twitter account, I tweeted at half time, never felt more lucky to be 1-0 up at the break.
Who got the win in that game?
Perez.
I can't remember who it was, but I was some reason I was thinking Mitrovic. But I remember that very well.
Oh, to RVT Leicester, we around will live long in the memory. Oh God, I can imagine how mad you were after that.
Aye.
And after the Leicester game, we beat Man U at home. And what was it? He did an expression about Steve Bruce winning at St James's Park. Sharky did.
That's when Matty Longstaff scored the winner.
And then Sharky was like, "Well done, Steve Bruce. You finally won a game at St James's Park."
Yeah.
I remember that.
I think the first one we had against a team not in the top 6 was West Ham away.
Yeah, Pete was at that one.
Because I know Pete was down at that game.
Aye. Jonathan, on that, if the takeover goes ahead here, we need to get rid of Bruce. Yeah, I think if we did,
I think
if we did get the takeover, I think they would definitely look for someone a bit more experienced. Do
Exactly, yeah.
you think Matty's the long stuff get a new contract? He deserves one. Hopefully, he does.
Yeah.
Matt, he does deserve a new contract, like, because he's done really well this season. He's a young kid and he's got potential. He's only I think he's 19 or something, 19, 20.
I think we'll have to take over and then he'll sign the contract there and then. But I think otherwise, he'll be one of the players that signs on for the remaining games and then maybe signs a contract afterwards. But obviously, something Mike mentioned about him when the club do the release list. But I think Colbert and Sterry will probably be out
of course, Andy Cowell
on the 30th of June.
Andy Cowell as well, obviously.
No, I think Carroll'll stay for a bit and then go. Same with Manquillo.
I think a lot of people doubt Andy.
No, I just think it's squad depth.
When do they do the release list? Like, do they do it at the end of the season?
It would usually be like around this time of the year, but it would probably be a bit later because player contracts will need to be extended. But I think maybe reserve players they might do first because the season's done for them.
Normally,
I think that was made null and void. But to be fair, that's more about development rather than anyone really caring much.
I was looking at number one from It's_Us said, because it's not come up on the streaming that I'm using, but it's coming up on YouTube because I've got YouTube open. I said, what question did you ask? Sean, I didn't get if you're watching, but yeah. Let's see if it'll come through this time. Go back. Liam Hunter says, I would have Richie, Lejeune, Lascelles, Kraft, Shelby, Hayden, my Longstaff, St. Maximin, Almiron, and new striker and goalkeeper Martin Dubravka. Yeah. That's what his lineup will be.
For me, I'd go with against Sheffield United. I'd probably go Dubravka, Manquillo, Lascelles, Fernandez, Dummett if he's fit. Midfield, Shelby and Hayden, then Lazaro, Almiron, St. Maximin, and Gale. But I think when we play Man City and Liverpool, I would go with Dubravka, Manquillo, Cher, Lascelles, Fernandez, Richie, Shelby, Hayden, St. Maximin, sorry guys, sorry for that. St. Maximin, Carroll, and Almiron, front three for those games.
Got to think as well. By the time we play Liverpool, they've already won the title because I think we played Liverpool last game.
Yeah, they will have.
They would have already
but
won
it's
the
still
title.
getting played in neutral venue apparently.
So we usually finish top.
Shelly says Bruce wasn't my cup of tea last summer, but he's built a good relationship with the current squad. Yeah, definitely has.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Oh, Tom Gibbs White too. Would you have kept Mitrovic? He was class for us.
I don't think he lived up to the hype.
No.
I just think he didn't fit Rafa's system for whatever reason. Not mobile enough, or pacey enough.
He was a good finisher though for me, Mitrovic. He was a good finisher.
Yeah. But you've got to ask, if he did fit Rafa's system, why did he only score 4 goals in the championship?
That was it.
Shoy says Steve Bruce has done better than I thought, so I'm giving him credit where it's due. Oh, you definitely have.
Yeah.
He's got to the quarter-final of the FA Cup, so yeah.
Yeah, about time we had a good cup run as well.
Yeah, and he's took it seriously. Bruce belongs in the championship, like I said. This is no difference to when Bruce was at Hull, keep a team up first season, but then he will found out and get relegated. Well, it has happened with Hull.
That might happen, to be fair.
Did you anywhere to agree and Liam anywhere to say possibly? Sure, he says yes, sure, we can give him credit, but that doesn't mean we have to keep him as manager if we get taken over by 260 billion investment fund high. No.
Problem is it guaranteed at this point?
It's not guaranteed. Liam says Andy Cowell may as well go to America, Australia just to finish his career, like Stephen Taylor has, or he is in New Zealand. Aye, that's right.
Potentially, yeah, because I think Cowell's just about the same age Stephen Taylor was when he left.
Plus, I don't think Andy Carroll's got what it takes him to play in the Premier League, and with his injuries,
Matt spends more time in the treatment room now.
I think
Andy Carroll's about 31 now.
he is.
Yeah.
But I do think against Man City and Liverpool, if he's fit, he could do a job in those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could do, definitely.
Labour just says how long you're streaming for, PR. I might let us go to about 3 hours, but if I don't get any more new comments, I'll probably just finish it from there. But we'll still continue on for a bit longer. Hi, so yeah. You were saying?
Was it me?
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was saying. I don't think I was saying.
The FA Cup coming back as well?
Yeah. Personally, I would have preferred to play that maybe later in the year, but we don't have much space for next season, so I understand why we're playing it. Soon. Yeah, I think FA Cup, Champions League, Europa League, we've got to try and finish that. We're at the latter stages of it.
Still not had announced it yet for the Champions League. It hasn't been announced whether it's coming back yet.
Oh, I think it's August.
August.
Because I think they'll talk about the 29th for the Champions League final. They'll play for the Champions League, Europa League, for the round that clubs halfway through the round. They'll play the second leg, but then the remaining games are all over one leg.
To be, why can't Steve Bruce have big money to spend? He's a manager like everyone else. So yeah, that is the thing.
Well, Steve Bruce he's always quite busy in the transfer window as well. He does tend to spend on, not spend much, but he tends to get quite a lot of players in. I remember during his time at Birmingham, I think one transfer window he signed at least 10 players, maybe more. I think it holds.
One before that. As the fixture's been released, who we play next or not? Well, it'll be whoever we got. They just need to find
Sheffield
the dates.
United on the, I believe, Sheffield United on the 20th of June. Then it should be Villa on the 27th, but I think the quarterfinals then, so I think that'll get moved. I think Bournemouth on a midweek night. I mean, at least it's the one night where we're not getting fans travelling. The one time, sorry. I think it's West Ham at home. Well, it's kind of how it was going to be, but I think Bournemouth will but Villa will have to get moved.
Liam Hunter, what would you change at St James's Park? I think the toilets need changing for starters. They're looking absolute mess.
Toilets need to be changed.
There's a lot of needs ground on, needs a lot of paintwork. Lee says, Stevie, have you saw what happened to the mag? What happened, like?
Oh, they put out an embarrassing article.
What about?
I'll try and get it up.
All right, no problem. Liam and USA, I don't know why we should give Bruce credit. We aren't going down, but it's a small club mentality. It's why we're a joke of a club. Yeah, but you know who it's making of a joke of a club. Mike Ashley, not Steve Bruce, is not making of a joke of a club. It's Mike Ashley.
Mike Ashley and his cheesy chips.
Yep. Patrick Minigan, do you know when next season will start? A lot of people are saying it could be around September time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll read out that article from the mag. Okay.
Oh, this could be on the show. He says that they put a complaint into the Premier League. Is that right?
Not really, but they're kind of like. I think that I don't think they really have, but they've just said admission. I've written to the Premier League, asked them to block the takeover. It was on the back of the letter. He's like has Poch commented? Is Bale actually out of favour in Madrid? Well, he is. Could we afford, whatever money? My heart wants to be edge of the seat football, win the league, 12 points ahead at Christmas again. He says, I'm not afraid to say, I know a lot low by one, but I once said I'll just go and support the SMBs. The feeling doesn't normally last a day or two, but that's, I'll start again with that paragraph. I say love because I've lost count of the number of times I've fallen out of love with Newcastle United. I'm not afraid to say it, and I know I'm not alone, but I once said I'll just go and support the SMPs. The feeling doesn't normally last more than a day or two.
Yeah, well, TWTV, these transfer figures of what we could allegedly have had to spend, they mean nothing unless the takeover goes through, yeah. And it's also like, you don't, money doesn't always guarantee you success. Last season, Fulham spent over 100 million and still got relegated.
Very similar to us when we last got relegated.
Yeah, Bruce had money at Aston Villa and did awful, and then that was in the Championship year again.
Aye.
Had a poor squad.
And of course, Leicester City's title winning squad as well, worth less than 100 million or something like
that.
Yeah. Which one? Which squad's winning?
Leicester. When they win the
yeah, Leicester. I thought you meant Man City.
No,
Liam anywhere said Bruce is the Championship manager, which has been proved for the last 20 years. I know he's managed a lot of the times in the Championship. You could say that. 2WTV, Patrick September, apparently, yes.
Is that for coming back for the Premier League?
The next season, Liam and you say I've seen cleaner toilets at League 2 stadiums. So, this is it all. When we play the big teams, I think they play at a different venue, not St James's Park. Well, I heard our final game against Liverpool could be at a neutral venue.
Apparently, it could be the same Man City, but then the Telegraph have reported they could still be at the Etihad.
The Etihad, but it's a home. We're supposed to be playing them at home.
No, because we got to play them in the league.
Oh, right. I see.
This game was meant to be on my birthday, but when someone got in the cover, thought, thank God we're not going to play the Etihad on my birthday. But then everything just went ratchet.
Jonathan Young, Bruce spent 80 million with Villa in the Championship, and they played awful football with good players. Then had cabbages thrown at them. Oh, I remember that.
Aye, because obviously once Bruce left, Dean Smith took over. I think got them from bottom half to promotion.
Yeah. Lee, you don't know what to believe of this takeover. I absolutely do, because the club, Mike Ashley and Lee Charlie, have not said anything about this takeover. We've had nothing so far lately. So yeah, again, you don't know which side of the story you to believe on. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I just think Rory getting the mental health's already taking a bit of damage from this virus, lockdown, and then again some so-called fans will just believe anything negative.
Yeah. Patrick Minigan, if the new owners could consider rebuilding St James's Park, would we ground share with Sunderland? I don't think Archer would like that. I don't think would do that.
No, we're two separate cities.
Yeah,
it just cannot be done. Even Man United and Man City, it wouldn't work for them.
But at 1 minute they say that, but then the next minute it's something else. I completely, it's true.
Newcastle's not a shithole. Sunderland is.
Jonathan Young, Dean Smith had the same squad as Bruce and Smith got them promoted.
Yeah, point I made earlier.
2WTV, I think Steve Bruce deserves a chance to see what he could achieve with big money. That's my opinion. Everyone's different here.
We're all entitled to our opinions. But it's just when you're shoving it down other throats that's when you've got to draw a line.
Absolutely.
Was it? If Steve Bruce wasn't sacked, Villa would have been in trouble financially. Well,
yeah, potentially. I mean, could they be potentially in trouble financially if they go down? Because I think they will.
I was about to say Villa are still in the relegation scrap as well at the minute.
Yeah. I can still see Bruce as manager next season, and rightly so. He's had a first good season, in my opinion. Yeah, if this takeover doesn't go through, I can see Bruce still definitely be here next season.
But I think the problem is it just because they've had years of Rafa? Because with Pardew, he kind of benefited from the groundwork you can put in, and it was the same with what Pulis did at Palace.
Yeah. What's changed? You've always said Rafa if we got taken over. I think anyone. I would have Rafa back if we got took over.
Yeah.
I would like
people say that we'd give it a Pochettino.
I'd like to have that back as well.
Yeah. But Pochettino would be good as well.
Tottenham games wide, we deserve a bit of luck and we deserve our club back.
100%.
Because the pillock just running it dry into the ground. One before that. I've went to the Chelsea, Man United, I think Crystal Palace and Norwich City at home for all games. I bet the Norwich was painful to watch because that was crap. Remember when someone said he'd be burnt every week and win the league the same season they got relegated by them?
I think
this easily.
I think I tweeted Michael off HIT about the video after I think they lost in the championship.
Yeah, Liam, and you see, it's been an average season. A good season is compete with teams like Wolves, but yet again, this is saying we can only beat what is put in front of us.
Yeah, but we should be looking to move forward.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Liam, I would like to see Rafa and back. Yes, I think anyone would. I know a lot of people say they wouldn't, but if he was given a better budget, you never know what he could do.
Push him out. I think he wasn't given enough budget for him because he knows players. So.
No.
He was given a chance to sign Rondon for Newcastle, 60 million. So he said he took China. I think it was about the same price as well. And we go spend 40 million on Jolinton. It just wasn't provided for us.
I couldn't believe we didn't sign Rondon on it permanently. And like you said, we end up getting flipping Jolinton who can't score goals. It's just like yet again. Vivier has returned from the dead.
To Shaw, he says, I would love to see Rafa come back, but unfortunately, being realistic, I can't see it. That's what changed. Well, yeah, he'll not come back if Mike Ashley's still running this football club.
But I think we're more talking about him if a takeover was to happen.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan Young, 100%, mate. It was, I feel sorry for all the fans who go to the away games and we get beat. What a journey wasted,
The
home game against Norwich was bad as well. I mean, 0-0 for crying out loud against a team.
I was at the match with Dean. It was absolutely garbage.
Yeah. I just wish I went to watch Gateshead win instead because they're 1-4-2 at the same time.
But to be fair, I had to give credit to the Newcastle fans that applauded Tim Krul at the end of the game, like. But
yeah.
Tim Krul's still a fan favourite, I say, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Rafa wanted to build something, but Ashley wanted different things. They both wanted different things. That's unfortunately the thing.
Rafa out, and it's the same situation what happened with Keegan back in 2008. I think Keegan wanted different things, and Mike Ashley was just not listening. That's what Kevin Keegan does. I mean, yeah, he may have resigned as Newcastle manager twice, but at the end of the day, the fans still love him for who he is and what he's done for the club.
Yeah. I mean, Shorty says we need to look back in the past and move forward as a football club. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Andrew, and UFC, not Son and Rondo was a mistake by Ashley High, 100%. And UFC, under Rafa, Huddersfield and Brighton spent a lot more money than us and finished above teams. Just shows how good Rafa was. The national team, yeah, Rafa had a word with the majority of like a championship squad, definitely. If the takeover goes ahead and the new owners want to bring in somebody in with a proven track record, are you still saying you'd want Bruce to be given a chance? As I said, given the end of the season, see how it goes. But yet again, if it did happen, it wouldn't surprise me if they would have looked for someone.
It depends how the owners feel about Steve Bruce as well. But they said, no, he's not the right person. We need someone with experience to take the club higher. Would you look for somebody who's got European experience, that kind of thing, or even international experience? You see a lot of managers international wise, and then they go to manage clubs and be a success. That sort of thing.
Shaw, he said he would give Steve Bruce a chance. That's his opinion because how he's done so far this season. Okay, so yeah. He also said that Lawrence to take over isn't guaranteed. We need to stop having the mentality it's going to 100% happen.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm just saying if it happens, that's why.
Yeah,
it's a big if right now.
Patrick, and again, are you guys happy for Danny Rose to stay on? It's a good one. You could say that, and because we haven't got him permanently, and if it doesn't work out throughout the rest of the season, at least we could say Tottenham can take him back, can have him back.
I don't think Tottenham will use him as a regular. I think, plus considering he's only played a month, and a bit with us before the suspension of the season. So I think I would give him another chance to stay on and prove himself because he is a quality defender, Danny Rose.
Yeah, I'd potentially play him some games, but I'd probably prefer Drummond over him at this point.
Liam, USC, remember Brighton at home this season. I was at Colchester Vistas Leighton Orient. Despite Laurie lose, I'm still glad I didn't watch that Dreville game against Brighton. All that game was Dreville against Brighton at home. They should have beat us. Topic games YT. Steve Bruce is the Geordie. He is our manager, and if we get new owners and spend some money, you never know. Just give him till the end of the season to see what he can do. Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Liam, I wish Mike Ashley would everyone a favour and let us have our footy back, but it needs to be run by a selfish, self-centered little man and leave NUFC for God. Yeah, 100%. He definitely needs to give up this football club now for sure.
I was going to say Mike Ashley's anything but little. See the size of his belly.
Too many pies.
Too many cheesy chips.
If this was under Pardew and we had the same results, people would give him credit like they are with Bruce. Well, the thing with Pardew, he was here for longer than he's been here for. He was there for 4 years.
I think if Bruce is still doing it with decent players in a few years' time, then fans aren't going to be happy with him.
It's a young shock. You're in a minority there, mate. Liam, and USA wouldn't be surprised if Rose goes to Leeds. Possibly that could happen.
Yeah, because I think he'll leave Spurs this summer.
Should I be TV? Quite frankly, I'm getting bored of this alleged takeover. What happens. I would give Steve Bruce a chance to continue on. Yeah, that's the thing. I think we're all getting a bit disinterested now with this takeover. That's the thing.
And because it's happened before in the past, you see 1 month Mike Ashley says, "Oh, club's up for sale." Second month, club's not on for sale anymore. You know, it happens on a regular basis. Considering it was both times we got relegated as well, he says, "Oh, club's up for sale." And then about a year later, we go back up, and then he says, "Okay, put the price up," and it doesn't go for sale. I remember that very well. I think when we were in the championship, I think he put it for like 300.
Yeah, he's put us up for sale after the relegation, and then just took it off the market. Was it October after when he gave Hugh the job?
People called Bruce a Geordie, but he slated us when he was at Sun, and why has everyone forgotten about that? I guess we've just moved on from that as the thing. Tottenham Games YT, Mike Ashley is a disease. Oh, yes, he is. Liam and UFC is the manager. We just need to move forward. Yes, I completely 100% agree with that as well.
Yeah, I am behind him for now.
Jonathan Young, I don't get this. He's a Geordie reason, and Cheryl Cole is a Geordie. Why not give her the manager, John?
Oh, yes. Cheryl Cole is a manager. Oh, yes.
He just like anything that's got hits in a fanny archer.
Yay!
Next to be Vicky Patterson as well.
All right.
I think that's. Well, lads. Oh, well, I'll just read one more from Sharky when it comes through, and then I think I'll wrap up the stream there for the night. So yeah. Well, it'll come through. I'm getting a couple more comments. So yeah.
Shell can be the gaffer and I'll be assistant. Yippee!
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Shaggy, the most important to remember, if the alleged takeover doesn't go through, Steve Bruce isn't to blame on the squad. If you support the club, get behind Bruce in the squad. Yes, absolutely, completely agree with that. Andrew, and UFC, yeah, please, yeah. Cheryl. Gives like the give her the job. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Tampons as well.
Leave at UFC under Bruce and Ashley, we won't move forward. Just like Blackburn won't move forward under the Venkies. No, but yeah. Yeah. And the Young says, great stream. Cheers, man. Well, that's it, lads. I'm going to wrap up the stream there for the night. So, again, thank you for tuning in. So, yeah. Goodbye, bye.
See you, lads.
See ya.
Cheers, boys. See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, that is the stream done for tonight. So, thank you all for tuning in, particularly the ones that popped in and also the ones popping in the live chat as well. So, there you go. So just Shouty says great. Cheers, Peter. Take care, lads. Yeah, will do, man. Same with you as well. Andrew and UFC, great live stream, Peter. Stay safe, everyone. Yeah, you as well, man. Top Games YT. Bye, lads. Yeah, take care, man. And then thank you for watching. As I said, don't forget to give this stream a like and it's also coming. And I said, if you haven't checked me out before, please make sure you do hit the subscribe button. I am trying to get on the road to 700 subscribers very, very soon. Until next time, see you all later. Take care.